and Anthony are no strangers to scandal. Opie and Anthony on satellite radio.
Apparently, Opie and Anthony are dicks.
Oh, here they go again.
It's a fun, dopey radio show.
Not just any radio show. A radio show that inspires beyond your wildest dreams.
The show was a lot funnier on NEW.
The show's hosts, Anthony Cumia and Greg Opie Hughes.
Controversial team.
6 years without getting fired, a new record for us.
It's just astounding to me.
I didn't want to say it's racist, but goddamn.
This show will rock as best as we could possibly do this radio show.
I'm going to go home and whack to a tranny later. There you go, all right?
God, we just lost our demo, man. What's wrong with you?
This is the last straw for the raunchy radio duo.
The Opie and Anthony Show, the most popular show in the history of satellite radio.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Morning, people. It's time to broadcast.
Yes, hi.
I see the four Beatles books are right in the middle of the console here, so we're ready to go.
My ears are tinny. I went to see Ozzy at the Garden last night. My ears are tinny.
You have a little tinnitus?
Yeah, a little
Do you have
bit.
tinnitus?
Well, there's Ozzy's birthday presents in front of you. Are you going to eventually bring them home?
I don't know. I'm going to see him again Friday, so maybe I'll bring him.
Ozzy was
tomorrow.
good last night.
It's the longest I've ever seen him do it. He did. It was a 2 hour. It was a 2 hour and 15-minute set. Halford opened. He was fucking unbelievable.
Halford opened up.
Halford did almost an hour.
I bet he did.
Oh, he should have came by and said hi, Halford.
I don't know if he was around until today. I know he's doing something in the afternoon today. He might have literally just went to town yesterday afternoon.
Yeah.
How old is Ozzy?
Ozzy will be 62 tomorrow.
And running around that stage.
Fuck, an animal.
Unbelievable.
Shaving cream on his head. Just
Why?
being a spectacle.
Being a spectacle.
Just blasting the audience with shaving cream and water and just being silly. He was really, it was fucking unbelievable. I could not believe the set list. Me and Florentine were out of our fucking minds. Yeah, 20
Right.
song set list. Wow.
A spectacle.
20 fucking songs he did.
I don't know
last
any
night.
of these songs, though.
Dude, there were a couple that were in there. I
Bark of the
couldn't,
Moon, I've never heard that before.
couldn't believe he did a couple
Fairies
of
Wear
ones he did.
Boots, nice.
Yeah. There's
War Pigs, of course.
shitload of Sabbath songs. NIB, of course, Iron Man.
Flying High Again.
Flying High Again.
Crazy Train, Mama, I'm Coming Home.
Everybody knew I didn't know Flying High Again. He did fucking...
You don't know Flying High Again?
No, I didn't know he was going to do it.
Oh, you scared me.
It's like, oh, he's losing his mind.
And he did a couple of obscure ones. Not many. I think just 2 out of the 20-song set list.
No, that's a lot of hits right there.
Yeah, he did a lot of hits, and he did a couple of that I couldn't believe he did.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I was really, really happy.
I like my band to play the hits.
Yeah.
I really do.
Just play the hits.
Just play the hits.
But I like a couple of
And don't
obscure.
jam too long.
No.
Little jamming's okay.
No, little, very little.
And I'm not a fan of the sing-along. I paid you to sing. You do it, not me.
Don't tip the mic when the notes get a little high. Tip it toward the audience and go, let me hear you. I want to hear the person sing the song.
And it's usually their biggest song they ever did.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I want to hear you sing it. I waited all these years to see it.
I could do this in my car. I could sing along. I can hear friends do that.
Yes. Well, we got to tell you the story of Cloris Leachman to start the radio show. She's alive and well, by the way. We're not starting any crazy rumors.
No.
But Cloris Leachman,
she was here recently,
has been disrespected by Sirius XM Satellite Radio, the fine company that we work for.
And Doris Roberts.
And Doris Roberts has not been totally disrespected yet.
Not yet, but she will be.
I just tweeted the picture of her almost being disrespected. She's on her way out, too.
This story's ridiculous.
Can I take it back to last week? And then we'll bring
Time
it to
travel.
We'll bring it back to the current day that is today.
Yeah.
So on the way out, Steve Blatter was talking to me outside the men's and women's bathroom. Can you see her? Can you see her signature still? Yeah. Sort of. Okay.
I was privy to this conversation as I was running past Steve Blatter to the elevators. I caught some key words.
It's truly amazing how much you just don't give a shit about meetings with Steve Blatter. It's just amazing.
No, because I kind of know what they're about.
I was fighting the good fight for the show, and you and your luggage were flying by.
I kind of know what they're about.
I wish I could do that. But I'm standing there with Steve Blatter, and you are privy. You were walking by.
Yeah.
And as we're talking, I look at the wall, like, wow, Cloris Leachman signed her, the wall right there, right outside the women's bathroom. Mm-hmm. like, that's kind of cool. And then I go, Doris Roberts right above her. That's kind of cool, too. Doris Roberts is a pretty famous woman in her own right. Not as big as Cloris Leachman, but up there, right?
Yeah, Cloris Leachman, though, was the big get.
Did she win an
right
Oscar?
there.
She was Oscar nominated. I know.
Oh,
that
nominated.
much.
I thought she
I'm
won
not
an
sure if she
Oscar.
actually
No,
won.
she won Best Supporting.
She
I
won.
thought she did. Yeah, okay.
So you're talking about an Oscar
With
winner.
the Last Picture Show.
Oh.
Yes.
And you said she won more Emmys than anyone alive, right?
8 Emmys. She has won. If you put in who has won the most Emmys, the answer is Miss Cloris Leachman with 8 Primetime Emmy Awards. It's just amazing. She is Hollywood royalty. She is a legend
Royalty.
in the business.
Oh yeah, man. She's not some scrub celebrity that comes by.
Yeah,
We get the scrub celebrities where within 6 months no one's going to give a shit about them.
Of course.
So there's Cloris Leachman's fine autograph right outside the woman's bathroom. Obviously, she was having a good time here and said, "You know what? I'm going to sign right here."
She was on Mary Tyler Moore, for Christ's sake.
Right.
Yes.
And then of course Doris Roberts' signature there as well. So I point that out to Blatter, and Steve goes, "Yeah, but they're going to remove her autograph, both those autographs." I go, "Why?" And he said, well, and this isn't Steve Blatter. He's just a messenger. He goes, well, that's not a sanctioned wall.
Sanctioned wall.
Here at SiriusXM, they have sanctioned walls for celebrity autographs.
Now, the whole vibe of the place, I guess they wanted it to be that, hey, man, look at the walls. They're just covered with celebrity signatures.
And there are walls that have
Yep.
just that.
Yep, they have, they're covered in this plastic, right? Mm-hmm. And on top of the clear plastic,
Like plexiglass,
people sign.
Right.
And those are, I guess, the sanctioned walls.
Correct.
She went off wall.
Yeah.
Off
the Oscar
sanctioned
winner,
wall.
the 8 Emmy Award winner, decided to sign right outside the women's bathroom.
Right outside the bathroom.
Which isn't a sanctioned wall.
But the whole thing is that just the idea that Sirius decided they were going to do this thing where they were going to put plastic up and have people sign the walls comes off as this kind of, oh, that's cool, you know. Mm-hmm. The whole place will be covered in signatures at some point.
It's not that corporate, you know. There's a vibe of creativity.
Right,
There's a looseness.
Right.
A looseness.
But again, it is only
There's some rebels walking around this place.
It is mere illusion of that.
Yeah.
It's not real. It's a fake hipness.
It's a playroom. It's like saying, here's that little area. You can play in that area there.
Yeah, that's what that is.
But as soon as you come in here, you can't
no
play.
More playing.
See, it's a quandary because you want people to think you're hip and cool. We'll get to that in a second. You can't fake the hipness. You can't fake the coolness. You can't fake the casualness. Like they have a casual Friday around here, I guess.
Yeah.
But the corporate douches, they go out and get their casual Friday attire. Mm-hmm. That makes it so obvious that this is their casual Friday attire.
It's not like a real casual day. It's
where you just look in your closet and go, you know what, I usually wear this on the weekend, and if it's casual Friday, I'm going in with this.
It's an Inotech casual Friday is what it is.
Yeah. That's over the thought process that goes into casual Friday, even in this joint, and a lot of corporate joints, by the way. That's why we're bringing this up today. It's so douchey because it's fake.
Yeah.
Fake coolness, fake being hip, fake casual.
Yes.
So Blatter tells me, yeah, man, I mean, that wall will be painted over because that's not a sanctioned wall. I laughed at him. Like, there's no fucking way they're going to paint over Cloris Leachman's autograph.
Oh, there isn't, is there?
So Jimmy and I were walking out yesterday, and we walked by the wall, and I glanced over, and I went, holy shit, they actually removed Cloris Leachman's autograph from outside the women's bathroom. So then you go through the thought process.
Yeah.
Who the fuck had a problem with this?
Yeah.
Human resources, right?
In an environment that is supposed to be so hip and cool, and we're rebels. We're taking on the establishment, man.
Here's the deal, too. It was just to the right of a entranceway into a foyer area where the men's room and the ladies' room are.
Right.
So you walk through, like any place has 2 bathrooms, you walk into the common area, and there's a door on one side and a door on the other, men's and ladies. Mm. Right outside that entranceway on the wall is Cloris Leachman's autograph.
Used to be.
And
as you can see from the picture I just tweeted.
and I don't know if it was an unsanctioned wall, if it was because for some human resources reason it was close to the bathroom.
But no, on the left side, when you walk in the vestibule, to the right's the women's, to the left is the men's. On the left side, that wall is sanctioned. There's autographs all there.
So on one side of this entranceway to the common area to the bathroom is the sanctioned wall.
Yep.
And then across
Yeah,
this bathroom Mason-Dixon line, there's an unsanctioned wall.
Correct.
That's the corner right there.
Right.
And that's the wall going into the bathroom.
I got you. That
and it's
makes
not
no
just
sense then.
it's not just sanctioned walls, like you said earlier. It's a plexiglass that's put up on a wall that they have now sanctioned for autographs.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're not even officially signing any walls around here.
No, they signed the
Because
plexiglass.
Steve Blatter told me, and I can't remember who, but it was a massive star signed another wall in this joint.
Yeah.
Was it
And I
Paul
want-
McCartney out in the front?
I want to say it was either Paul McCartney or Bruce Springsteen of that caliber.
Yeah.
And they had a problem with that too. And finally, someone said, "What the fuck are you doing?" Too bad it's not a sanctioned wall. It's a Paul McCartney autograph or a Bruce Springsteen autograph. I forgot which one.
Both. Both are on the same column out front.
Yes.
And Keith Richards, but they didn't sign the plexiglass, right? They signed the actual wall, and they had a problem with that. And there was discussion that, well, we got to paint that. We got to paint over that.
I want to know.
And finally, someone said, "What the fuck are you doing? Let's just put plexiglass over these three
the
amazing
signatures.
autographs."
Exactly, and that's what I thought they were going to do maybe with the Cloris Leachman thing. Put the plexiglass over the signatures, and then just have people make that a sanctioned wall. People probably won't sign over her
Right, of course
signature,
not.
but whatever. But I want to know who passed by, saw it, and went, oh boy, and then you know what? Called a meeting. You know, a meeting was called about the unsanctioned wall.
They discussed
Someone's
this.
head had to roll for allowing somebody to sign the unsanctioned wall. It's like we work in a place where they put on little radio shows.
It's somebody in human resources, I think, was the answer. And I haven't met anybody from human
What
resources
could
here.
possibly have been the problem?
What they got?
That's what I want to know. When someone comes up and says, "We need a meeting," there's a signature on the unsanctioned wall. What's going to happen? What's the chain of events to badness that happens because her signature's on that wall?
There is no chain of events to badness. It is once again somebody justifying their own existence. Human resources. I hate to tell people this is in any job.
Yeah.
Human resources. If you work for them, you're a dirty word.
Yes.
Nobody.
No one likes you.
Looks to human resources as a good thing.
Gestapo.
I don't-
You're
All
the
your-
Gestapo of the fucking
I don't really know who they're protecting.
company.
I'll tell you, they are.
Protecting wimps, I guess.
They are the buffer.
Incredible wimps.
They're one more step to prevent lawyers from interact. That's all they are because they're so afraid of lawsuits.
Yep.
And this is every corporation that has
So,
human resources.
They're everything from the narc to the fucking little snot-nosed safety patrol at school.
They're terrible.
They're all those and every piece of shit in between.
All right. I don't know if this guy is serious. I got to get him on for a second. Sean in Jersey, go ahead.
All right, good morning. You can't just let Cloris Leachman sign where she wants, because then people will start signing all willy-nilly on the floor and ceiling.
yeah, the light bulbs
Yeah.
on the people if they don't move
All
fast
right.
enough.
Thank God you're kidding. The funny part is that's probably what they're thinking, whoever came up with this, whether it's human resources or someone else. It's like, who cares? We do a radio show.
It's a slippery slope. You let one Cloris Leachman sign, and before you know it, some walk-on from Hello Larry is signing.
Before you know it, Doris Roberts is signing, and then another old lady who probably will not be alive to make it back and sign again.
Yeah.
And who knows next? God forbid, what if Gene Stapleton were to come in?
Why would you allow this radio business, this entertainment business, because it's more than radio, to go so corporate? Why would you allow that?
Especially that.
You should tell someone to shut the fuck up and
Shut
enjoy
the
the Cloris
fuck up,
Leachman
yes.
autograph.
So don't worry about it. What's it going to hurt? Like, ask them, quiz them, go, what's it going to hurt?
Because I see a lot of autographs around here, but that one for some reason made me go, wow, Cloris Leachman
Cloris
decided
Leachman.
to just sign as she was going to the bathroom in between interviews. I'm like, that's kind of cool that I work in an environment where that could happen.
Yep.
Oh, and it's not. It's too cool, obviously. So her autograph is completely gone. And they went over the whole wall, and Doris Roberts is still faintly there. I tweeted the picture because it's hilarious.
I would have
loved
loved
they're
to
going
have
to do
did.
another coat of paint to make
another
sure
coat
that it's
of paint.
completely gone.
Because Doris Roberts isn't covered yet. She's a two-coat
She's a two-coat
signature.
cover-up.
I would love to have gotten video, or at least have been
I'm
here to
so
see
mad that I didn't
the
get
guy
video.
with the paint roller and the fucking pan making that sound with the roller, and then and just right over Cloris Leachman, and he's like a janitor that doesn't have a clue who she is. He's just doing his job.
Of course, I don't blame him.
He was told.
Of course, I don't blame him at all.
But you asked
he
the
doesn't
question,
know.
who saw this and actually said, hey,
There's a problem.
I'm valueless at this company. I see something I can do.
Now I have something to do.
I hate that I work for a place where people have a problem with something like that. I hate the fact that I'm in the same environment as people like
There's
that.
almost no company you could work for, though. If that's human resources, it's like they're supposed to protect people. Like if a woman is being harassed at work, you got the right to not be harassed. If you're being harassed racially, like you honestly have the right to work without that shit environment. But if that's
Let's not
what
go too far.
well, you know, I mean, I had to throw in race for women. But if that's what they think that their job is, like that's how somehow they're making the workplace better, then they're shit.
Whatever happened to a case-by-case basis?
This doesn't exist anymore.
I would almost understand if it was some scrub that signed that you don't even know. You're like, all right, well, do we really want this guy's autograph outside the women's bathroom? I would almost understand that. But Cloris fucking Leachman?
It's embarrassing.
It's
It's
just erasing
embarrassing.
her name from our wall because it's not a sanctioned wall?
It's not sanctioned.
Embarrassing.
Sanctioned wall.
Sanctioned wall.
Just the idea that there's a word, the two words sanctioned wall is part of the vernacular at this place is retarded. Retarded!
It gets better. I just got a note that, can you put that up there again? I guess Snoop Dogg?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Snoop Dogg.
That's
Did he
classic.
sign a sanctioned or unsanctioned wall, Travis?
A sanctioned wall.
Sanctioned wall.
All right, so Snoop Dogg did the right thing, and he signed a sanctioned wall, but there was a problem with his autograph. They had to use whiteout because he wrote curse words.
Yeah, and then I'm
I
told...
guess we can't handle curse words here at Sirius XM.
Oh. What curse words did he write? Do we know?
I'm not aware, but I was told that after they
For
wiped
shizzle?
this out, perhaps.
Or bitches wouldn't want the gals to be offended.
Nope.
See, it's actually right outside our studio, and they moved it over next to Shade 45.
Oh, no.
It was in the lobby.
Where they white out the...
In the lobby. So they moved Snoop by the black station.
And
That's good.
That's like a giant, cool caricature of like Snoop Dogg.
Oh, yeah, man.
Kind of Snoopy Snoop Dogg thing. It's a giant. It takes up the entire piece of plastic.
Did they really?
It's really cool looking.
Did they really white out, Eric?
And
They've actually peeled that part of the plastic off, so it's gone.
What did it say? What's it say?
Does anyone know what it said?
I don't know, but there's a nice chunk right off the side there because he didn't take the original plastic off the plexiglass, like the covering plastic.
Yeah.
So he drew all over the covering plastic, and they peeled that part off on the side there.
What a fucking... And this is... corporate people, and all of you corporate, and this is... I don't care who you work for.
Yep.
What company, you're basically repulsive, and this is why. That's why you're repulsive to people. Not because you went to college, and not because you make tough decisions, because you think that is somehow a part of your job.
Yeah.
What did he say? Fuck? Somebody in a human resources job actually saw Cloris Leachman's signature and thought, that has to go. I'm valueless at a company. That's my value. Yeah. You got the name of a legend wiped off near a toilet. That's what your job is. You're not making people's lives better. You're not helping people who are being harassed sexually or harassed racially or not being paid properly or who genuinely are having a tough time. That would make you actually a valued member of any company.
Yep.
Now, someone is saying, does Sirius own the space?
Who cares if they do or not?
I'm sure.
Wait until you're moving.
I'm sure it's in their
nothing to
lease or whatever that as long as you put the place back to how it kind of was.
It has nothing to do
Of course
with
not, because they get
doesn't,
paid
right?
over when they leave.
Landlord,
It doesn't, right? Okay.
Right. Cannot possibly.
And did they have them re-sign? I'll hate human resources less if they caught it and they did have them re-sign somewhere else. But I bet
No,
they didn't.
they didn't.
I bet you they don't have that legend.
No, they don't.
She was on fucking Mary Tyler Moore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
What
most
shitheads?
The most Emmys won.
I bet it's some fucking. You know what? It's probably some dummy, some college dummy.
I would love
who
to
didn't know who she was.
I'd love to know, but you know
Who
what?
can we
You'll
talk
never
to?
know.
In this day and age, you never know. They,
I know,
they
but
cover up. They pass
let's
the
go
buck.
through. Let's go
It's a
through.
board.
Let's go through the process.
Yeah.
Let's go through the process. Who do we ask? I need to know more info
Yeah, let's
about this.
dig deep and find out. Let's watch them scramble.
They like when we do
to cover up.
exposes. So this is our expose today.
Let's
Who
watch them
decided
scramble.
that the Cloris Leachman thing had to be covered up? I will guarantee you it had nothing to do with Mel Karmazin, who's running this company. He don't care.
No.
He don't. He doesn't care if Cloris Leachman signed a wall outside the women's bathroom.
No, he comes from a very
and he's the main guy,
artistic background.
So it's someone below him.
Infinity Broadcasting, a rebellious kind of thing, and I can't see that bothering him.
I can see if she signed Mel's window with a marker.
Yeah. That might be a problem.
Or if Snoop put a gang sign on Mel's window.
Gang
All right, then you got to
sign.
take that down.
Like it's a subway window.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Scratch Edie.
Scratch Edie on Mel's window. Then maybe that.
Yeah,
could
then
be
you
a
got to
problem.
fix that.
I love to know who.
And it's hilarious
looked and
that
had a
Doris
problem.
Roberts is just faintly there because they got to get another
She's
coat of
fading
paint.
out like the Back to the Future picture.
Yes, yeah. It's like the Back to the Future.
Oh, Cloris Leachman trained with Brando in the fucking 40s.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
There
nice.
you go. That's good.
But someone decided to have a little power trip and show the world who's boss.
By the way, okay, so let's go. You're right. It was not Mel. Had nothing to do with Mel.
Hell fucking no.
Who's under Mel? It's it was.
And by the way, because they're not even going to understand this break, because we get in so much fucking trouble when we talk about the company, this is something that everyone listening to our voices, just about everyone listening to our voices, can relate to, and that's what we do on the show, is relate to our listeners. So why don't you just relax? We're not beating up the company. We're beating up what has become this corporate environment, which is very uncomfortable for most people.
And why corporations and why there's no humanity left in them. We always talk about that, but it's little shit like that that really, it just makes you sick to your stomach. It's got to do with the pay, got to do with benefits. It's that.
E-Rock.
I don't know what it was that they whited out and ripped out, but somewhere else on the drawing, there's the word shit is still on there.
Oh, yeah.
So whatever it was on that side.
It probably was the
Worse than
N-word.
shit.
Maybe they said
It might
nigger.
have
He
been
might have said that.
N-I-G-G-A.
Or was it an actual accidental rip?
No, it doesn't look like somebody accidentally hit the side. It
Did they
looks
cut?
like
Did they cut it to get the thing in the wall?
no, because
Okay.
the other ones it's just a little.
This is the Snoop Dogg, by the way.
It's a little patch thing. You can just
That they,
poke right.
Where
through
is it, E-Rock? I'll look. I'm very good at interpreting graffiti.
All right, there goes Jimmy.
It's like worked at the gang bureau or
Yeah, you might have
something.
seen my tags all over the subway cars. Titty boy kid.
Kid.
Let me go to John in Brooklyn. John.
Hey,
what's
Jen.
going on, guys? Good
Hey,
morning.
man. Good morning, John.
Listen, I work for Con Edison, and let me tell you something. The human resource department in our company, it's like they took all the Carlton black guys, all the gays, everybody in that one department, and everybody's so scared to go to them for anything. It's like if anything happens in our department, we can't go to human resources because they're afraid what they're going to do because they got no hearts, and all they want to do is kill us.
Well, you never want to go to human resources. That's like going to the principal's office. You don't want to go.
I would imagine human resources. I hate to say this was probably a good idea
to turn that off
when it first came around. It was probably a good concept.
Everything that
but then it just got
was a good idea until it's been perverted.
Exactly, and then it was perverted. Yes, Jimmy. Jimmy has just studied the Snoop Dogg autograph.
It looks like the entire piece of plexiglass was covered, and Snoop just drew on like if they said on the cover. And I didn't realize that Snoop did the whole thing.
Wait, what does it say? Because someone might.
It says a lot. Snoop drew the whole fucking thing. There
All
is
right,
profanity
hold on. Carolina man, and if this is true, this is even crazier. He goes, I'm going to harbor a guess about Snoop. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks.
I don't think it's, no.
And then, of course, he writes, that's a well-known lyric. So he might have just wrote a well-known lyric down, and they said, we got to clean this up.
Not enough room for that to have been. And it says I'm the shit a few times. It does say that on the wall, so it might not be for that reason.
That's why they had to move it, probably.
Yeah,
here.
but they didn't. It's not like they took the profanity out. There's something on the like 3/4 down the left side. It's not that big of a triangle missing, and it's over where a screw is. But it does look like it was cut. But it's a sloppy cut. So it's almost like if they cut, they would have just taken scissors and snipped.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what.
Snip Snoop.
They're dumb to have moved it by shade in the corner, though. It's like if Snoop did all that.
Yeah, put it by the black station.
But
Let them lose their souls.
It's amazing. That's the thinking, though.
That's pretty much what
It
they
is their
did.
thinking. We'll make the blacks comfortable. We'll put this over here. They're so out of touch.
damn,
Let's say
man.
hi to Rich in North Carolina. Rich.
Yeah, I think Jesse Ventura needs to get to the bottom of this.
Hey, maybe we can get
I won't
Jesse.
be your puppet,
Or
sir.
maybe it'll come out on WikiLeaks.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe we get
WikiLeaks.
Jesse
What
to
Snoop
kind
wrote.
of. Maybe Jesse walks the hallways today with the Ultimate
Jesse.
Warrior. Let's go to Frank in Manhattan. Frank.
Good morning, boys. How's
Hey.
it going?
Hello.
buddy.
Hey, I got a great story about how useless HR is.
Okay.
About a year ago, I got laid off like a lot of people in corporate America. And I'm sitting there at the table in the conference room stunned that I just lost my job like most people are. And this bitch is sitting across from the table from me trying to lay out my severance package. And I have millions of questions. And I'm starting to ask them as I start to, grasp that I'm out of work. And as I start asking all these questions and trying to get some real answers out of this stupid broad, all she does is point at the packet and say, well, all the information is right there. All you have to do is read it.
Yeah, she can't talk to you like a human fucking being, right?
And the title is Human Resources.
Yeah.
They're terrible. Human resources in any company. The way we look at human resources, no matter where you work, is ugh.
Yeah.
I got to talk to them.
Everyone hates them.
They're snitches. You're right. They're the hall monitors. What else
Gestapo.
did you call them?
Gestapo.
What are the high school words?
Oh, yeah, narc.
The fucking narc.
I think that guy's a narc.
Well, how do we find out?
It's the same thing, yeah.
Do we go to one of the guys that babysit the channel or something? Where do we go next?
I would like to ask the process. I'm curious.
Yes.
I'm really curious about this.
I would love.
We will not get an answer.
I would love to sit with
We don't
human
get an answer for
resources
nothing.
and be honest with them and not even yell and just go, I don't comprehend. I don't want to dislike human resources.
We don't
What
need
is it
to
you guys
yell.
do? I don't want to dislike you.
understand you. Yes,
I don't get
I don't
it.
understand you. Could you please enlighten me?
Your job. I know you don't want to be a dirty word to your employees.
Yeah, and don't just go over the basic line of we're here to make sure that people aren't harassed or anything. It's like, no. I understand your cover story,
right?
But what is the reason why a signature can't be on a wall? And just explain some of that stuff to me. Some of the more in-depth things that you guys do that people just see as inane, ridiculous, unnecessary drivel.
Sure.
HR is just
puffing stuff.
They're just terrible.
He's your friend when things get rough.
They're just terrible.
This guy was contracted to remove the Snoop signature.
These people.
Sean in North Carolina.
Hello, Sean.
I believe Sean. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, I was contracted to remove the signature that Snoop Dogg done. And I'm actually looking at it right now, and it says, E-Rock is a fat piece of, and that,
Oh, boy.
I'm so happy his phone cut out.
I am, too. I wished it would have been because a nuclear explosion happened.
Or
You
even-
heard a high-pitched squeal as his phone melted.
Or something a little less, like him just having a stroke while he was driving his 18-wheeler by a schoolyard with a gas can in his hand.
Don in Jersey. Don.
Is that Don on the phone?
It is.
In Jersey?
The Don, yes.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Hey, simple question. Who the fuck is Doris Roberts?
She's the mother on Everybody Loves Raymond.
She's the mother on every hit sitcom.
Ah, damn, please.
I think they've moved her around a few times over the years, right?
Yeah, she's been on, but even on and Everybody Loves Raymond. I mean, it's one of the most successful sitcoms in history.
Yeah, and she's done way more than just that, too. She's been around forever.
She was at the cellar one
She's
night
not-
years ago. She wanted no part of me, but I took a picture with her.
Oh, really?
Nothing to do with me.
Well, then fuck her. Paint over her
I
name.
did.
All right, man. Chisel from PA.
Yeah, I wanted to let you guys know that you got to be careful that it could be thermite paint.
Oh, that they painted
shit.
over it with? Thermite
You never know.
paint.
You better protect yourself, fellas.
That's how they got into the Trade Center to set the charges. It was first they sent in celebrities to sign the walls, and then they came in with thermite paint to cover it, and the employees just thought it was human resources. If I were you, I'd be suspect of your own building. I know I was a Navy SEAL, a former governor, a fighter. Shut up!
I love how Edward shut up.
I hate him.
You just don't have to do the impression, and then you won't be annoyed.
I know, but I do. I am.
So that's the story of Cloris Leachman. It's just amazing to us.
That
there was a whole thing that went on with that. Like you said, there was a meeting with a really big table.
Me and Travis
maybe
are speculating.
closed door meeting somewhere.
Me and Travis speculating someone's head rolled because of this.
You think?
Someone had to at least have gotten a reprimand or censure.
You think somebody had to go home to their wife a month before Christmas?
Yeah.
And tell them that they don't have a job anymore.
I don't have a job anymore. I got fired. What happened? What did you do? You must have done something, guys. Cloris Leachman signed a unsanctioned wall.
And someone's head had a...
And I was the one that had to take responsibility. I knew nothing about it, but it was one of my men. And I take responsibility. Like the lieutenant taking responsibility for the soldier, he had to throw himself on the grenade.
And I bet it didn't even get down to that. I bet you literally it was just they said something like,
thank you for my sandwich, Mr. Intern.
And then when they said that...
I wanted to make a big deal of it today.
They probably said something like, that's not a sanctioned wall. Mm-hmm. And then the people panic because somebody from HR said that it wasn't a sanctioned wall. And then I bet you that's all it took. I'll bet you it was just somebody from HR. They come into the room like an odor. Somebody from HR. That's like what they are. Odor. You smell something like there was a fire here, wasn't it? It's like if somebody took a shit in the corner.
Yeah.
You can't really see it, but you know they were there.
Or something burning. Yeah. What is that?
Just the corporate environment is exhausting. I mean, we told the story of the coat hanger behind me, right?
That
was last year.
Two-pronged coat hanger that Opie wanted behind him to hang his coat on.
For all of us, actually. I said, we need a coat hanger in here.
I got a chair, fuck it.
Yeah, but it was winter time last year. I said, it would be nice to have somewhere to hang our coats in the studio. The email chain that went back and forth to get this done was mind-boggling.
First, it was no. It can't go there.
It was a complete no.
A complete no, you can't get one. And then we actually asked why, and I guess they really couldn't come up with an answer. It was one of those things like, there must have been a meeting discussing what the answer could be to why we can't have a coat hook. And they could not, but even them, in their genius of being able to come up with no's for everything, could not figure out how to say no to a coat hanger.
They try to go with, it'll affect the acoustics in the studio. I remember that.
Yes,
they did.
That's right.
I go, do you realize the horse shit we do every day?
Yeah.
Does it really matter?
The surface area of that is probably 10 square inches. And
it's like,
it's nothing.
He didn't want to hang it on a bass drum. He wanted to fucking...
Yeah.
And then they had to do all sorts of research to figure out which coat hanger to buy.
Yeah, that was a big...
That would be suitable for this studio, the acoustics, the corporate environment, the building.
Sanctioned. Yeah, it can't offend anybody.
I believe Obama had to sign off on it eventually.
It can't leave any damage to your coat lest you sue.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
The lawyers probably had to look at the actual peg in it and make sure it couldn't damage your hood.
Mm. I mean, things get done eventually, but it takes forever.
Oh, God.
Because it just got to go through the red tape. It has to go through the corporate sludge.
It is utter craziness.
So, goodbye, Cloris Leachman. Yeah. Sorry that you signed an unsanctioned wall.
Glad to know you. Bon voyage to her
really
signature.
Sorry. And Doris Roberts, you got maybe one more day left on the unsanctioned wall, looks like.
You got one day of drying and another coat. That'll cover that up.
I did tweet the picture. If you look very closely, you'll see Doris Roberts is just about
it's
God.
Fantastic. You think the guy that painted, you think he painted over it, and as he was leaving, he threw his hat up in the air as he walked out of the building? We're gonna paint it after all. It's just, it makes no sense.
No, let's say hi to Eddie in Jersey. Eddie.
What's going on, guys?
Hey.
Hey, guys, I just want to point out something. Only in corporate world where it's a white-owned company, they have to toe the line. In other stations like C100 and the other darky kind of stations, they've got a billboard with the Jingle Bell rockin' Christmas Eve bullshit. Mariah Carey's up there, a couple of the darkies on the billboard.
Oh, my God. Why does it have to go?
We got it with the darky, but what does that have to do with it?
First of all, the billboard has nothing to do with anything.
Oh, easy, Reverend Al. Back down, all right? Just
Sir, no one...
You're making no sense.
No one's offended by your rebellious attitude. No one is like, whoa, easy, we're going to get in trouble.
Yeah,
we don't know what you're saying.
I'm the biggest racist ever, and
Yeah,
I'm just...
What are you saying?
I'm not getting you.
We don't understand the point, sir.
I'll go back to home human resources when I get done with driving my truck. Okay, but if you look at the billboard, they got Bing Crosby up there. Nice guy. He's painted red like the devil.
He's not a nice guy. He used to beat his kids. He sucked. He was shit. He used to get drunk and beat his kid. Fuck Bing Crosby.
Imagine being beaten by a guy that's wearing a straw hat.
How horrible would that
time.
be?
And he really made it hurt because then he would go on TV and sing all those really nice family Christmas songs.
Yeah.
As his kids are at home tending to their wounds.
Just slugging his kid in the face as he goes with his pipe.
Bad example, sir. Bing Crosby, bad example. Okay.
Okay. Enjoy your day, guys. I just wanted to point it out.
I don't know what you pointed out, Eddie.
You pointed out that Bing Crosby was painted like the devil?
He pointed out that line 5 should be ripped the fuck out of the phone
but
bank.
what's the problem with Bing being painted red?
Because all the other people have nice pictures. Mariah Carey looks semi-thin. Other people, nice pictures. But then Bing Crosby, old Christmas style. His skin is so red, he looks like the devil. It's obvious that they pointed out.
I even give up.
To me, you're looking for something there. First of all, Bing Crosby, is he really being played on Z100?
Yeah, right.
I mean, and if anything, a black station, or you want to see a darky station, are a lot looser because they're not as uptight as fucking corporate white sissies.
Z100 is not a black station.
No, I know they're not, but I'm saying in general, you probably wouldn't have that type of obsession over corporate nonsense at a black station because they're not as uptight.
He was just trying something.
Hey, could you? This is one of my favorite videos. Knowing
David
that Bing Crosby. Could you start it over? I like the little chit chat they have.
The little chit chat between David Bowie and Bing Crosby
about having families and stuff.
Yeah, this of course the holiday season is around.
Sure.
Yeah, Bing answers the door, and here comes David Bowie.
He just wiped his hands off like he'd just freshly beaten one of his kids.
Yeah.
You the new butler? Well, it's been a long time since I've been the new anything. What's happened to...
Now this queer comes in.
It's changing. Yeah, he does that a lot, doesn't he? I'm David Bowie. I live down the road. Oh. Sir Percival lets me use his piano when he's not around. He's not around, is he? I can honestly say I haven't seen him, but come on in. Come in.
He just grabs him and muscles him in.
Come on in.
Come on in.
Related to Sir Percival.
My daughter's crying in the corner.
Oh, you're not the... poor relations.
Well, he wants him to play the piano to drown out the screams from upstairs.
You play the piano, I'm going to go beat my children.
Sings, right? Well, right or wrong, I sing either way. Well, I sing too. Oh, good. What kind of singing? Well, mostly the contemporary stuff. Do you like modern music? Oh, I think it's marvelous. Some of it really fine. But tell me, you ever listen to any of the older fellas?
I bet you he could name one modern song.
Like John Lennon. And the other one with Harry Nilsson. Ooh, you go back that far, huh? Oh, yeah, I'm not as young as I look. None of us is these days. In fact, I've got a 6-year-old son. Huh? And he really gets excited.
Oh, well, why don't I teach you how to put one in the old bread basket?
Oh, yeah, most of them. Presents, tree, decorations.
Pause that for 1 second. Go back to David Bowie saying that. And then pause.
You go in for any of the traditional things in the...
not from the beginning of the sketch.
Oh, yeah, most of them, really. Yeah.
No, we need the...
Presents,
yeah, go back.
It's just hard.
As young as I look.
Yeah, there you go.
These days. In fact, I've got a 6-year-old son.
Do you punch him in the face?
He just sincerely looks at him.
Do you slug him? you gotta punch your kid to let him know who's boss.
In fact, I've got a 6-year-old son. And he really gets excited around it.
How'd a fag like you have a son?
Did you throw your cum into a vagina? Did you drive by and throw it like multiple MIGs?
What? Did Mick Jagger vomit in a girl's vagina? See, because he swallowed all his cum.
I was just seeing if they're paying attention. Actually, our family do most of the things that other families do. We sing the same songs, do you?
Yeah.
I even have a go at White Christmas. You do, huh?
Bing song. Stop it.
Son's favourite. Do you know this one? Oh, I do indeed. It's a lovely thing.
Sure. Little drummer boy. It's where you take a boy and beat on him like a drum. Ha, rum-pa-pum, you're a bum. Oh, here he goes.
Where's the rest of the band coming from? It's just us.
This was such a big deal.
How does it sound?
You never heard
terrible.
this? This video played
terrible
every hour.
Okay, give a little
on MTV.
A newborn king to see, ba-rum-pa-bum-bum. Our finest gifts we bring.
See a kid in the background with a bloody nose and a stake over his eye.
Running into the scene like the kid from Luca Brasi is giving the gift to Don Corleone.
Can it be?
What the hell are you doing to my song? Let me punch you. I like punching him in the ear. It leaves a ringing for quite a while, like Christmas bells.
Bing Crosby was a good Christmas song singer.
Of course. They just don't look right together.
Yeah, they were trying something with that, right?
They certainly
They sound
were.
okay, though.
Yeah, it's all right.
I'd like to hate that. What year is that? Is that like
That's what you're into.
1978?
It's like early 80s, I would guess.
Was it?
I'll go 80 or 81.
77.
Oh, wow.
77. That was
Sorry,
pre-MTV
Jimmy.
and everything.
Good job.
Yeah, that was like one of Bing's.
I always thought it was like the MTV thing.
No, that was one of Bing's
He died a month later.
specials. He died a month later?
Bing did?
Wow.
Well, no, David
I meant-
Bowie.
Wow. Hello.
He's still alive for Gregorio.
That was a great question.
Wow.
Shit.
A rough start.
Originally recorded on September 11th, 1977.
September 11th?
Another disaster. Yes.
Bing looks pretty healthy.
I know. What happened?
Died a month later, I believe, on a golf course, right? Of a heart attack right after he finished his round.
On a golf course?
Right? I think it was right after he finished his round.
Yeah. Did Bill Murray throw his fucking clubs down and run off the off the course?
I think that's how we lost the great Bing Crosby.
The great Bing died a month later, and you could still almost hear the cheers of his children.
If you listen closely.
Yeah.
All right, why don't we take our first break? Another busy show today. We got Jamie Hector coming in.
Yes.
Marlowe from The Wire, for anybody that doesn't know his real name. I'm so happy. He's a hard one to get, man. We tried to get him when The Wire was going off, and HBO was not good with getting us guys from The Wire.
We got a lot of Wire guys.
No, but they were not particularly great with getting some of the guys we wanted.
Oh, okay.
He was hard to get.
Yeah.
And Jim Florentine stopping in about a half hour or so.
Yes,
And he went to Ozzy with you last night.
Yes, he did.
A few people were actually skeptics about my story of the paparazzi guy.
No, they weren't.
Yeah, there were a couple that were
There's
skeptical. They're like,
always
I think,
skeptical people.
were like, yeah, it was, Anthony told his story and everything, but I don't know if that happened. Well, someone actually found audio and video of who was coming out of the Today Show, and it was Michael Bublé, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was Michael Bublé that was coming out. And someone has video, and you just hear my horn wailing over the entire fucking time that they're photographing him and videotaping him coming out. And
no video of your truck, unfortunately, but it's very obvious.
Hear it, and then you can
that
actually
you're beeping, just like you said you were doing.
You can hear me say, "Move your fucking car."
Oh God!
Fuck your mother. It's very hard to hear. It's like you almost need like a sound analysis guy. If you know where it is. You could hear it, and then Michael Bublé actually goes. Shh, everybody, he goes, listen, listen to the angry New Yorker out there cursing.
Oh, let's hear it.
Oh yeah,
I have to hear it.
It's great.
We should get the acoustic guys who did the Kennedy assassination.
Hey, really fast, because we have a different audience every fucking day. Basically, you were driving home 2 days ago.
Oh, 2 days
and
ago.
And a paparazzi decided to stop his car in the middle of the fucking road because he needed a picture of, obviously, now Michael Bublé.
He was waiting there, I guess, to get a parking spot or something, and there was no parking. Believe me, it was full up. And then Michael Bublé started coming out. He jumped out of his fucking car and left it in the middle of the street, and no one could go anywhere. And I go, where are you going? Move your fucking car! And he wasn't paying attention. He's snapping pictures, trying to get the good Michael Bublé picture. And I just laid on the horn. In a little while later, I'm cursing him. I'm cursing his mother, and then I just inched up, tapped his bumper, and pushed his car down the street. Started pushing his car down the street with my
Pushing
Escalade.
the Celica down the street so you could get by.
And he then, started getting pissed and ran back to his car.
There you go.
And I'm like, good, you motherfucker.
There's the setup. And now now you see the Michael Bublé here. You can see it for yourself on YouTube. You'll hear the horn in the background.
Yes.
Are you sign? Look up, please.
Oh, you care. Listen to the horn.
$3 on eBay.
That's just me laying on the horn the whole time.
And then they cut it. And he's taking pictures.
Hey guys. Aren't you guys cold? I've been waiting for you for a long time, man. Nice shoes. Thank you. Hey, Mike. Oh, I love, listen. Listen to the swearing and angry New Yorkers. I love it.
Mike, look up while you sign. Hey guys, can we get some photos? You guys.
You can hear it in the background.
The horn was amazing.
I was in the background, and the only reason it faded out was, or it stopped, was because they cut to a later part. They edited this video.
Oh, really?
But I laid on that horn for probably twice as long as you just heard it there.
Dude, that was, and also, he actually seems like a really nice guy. How great is that to hear your horn offending everybody?
He had to acknowledge the horn.
And then at the very end, you do see me drive by. You see me like...
We're in the window?
No, because they turn the camera around. And look, now you see the Escalade he gets into. But look right over the hood of his Escalade. Watch what drives by. First, the idiot's car just pulled over, and that's me.
There you go. Taking off.
That's me driving by.
They found it.
Yeah, there it is. There it is, that asshole.
Can I... My chick had worked as a PA on a movie, and I told her your pop... And one of her jobs... was to stop paparazzi from taking photos. Well, it's really hard to do because they know their rights.
Yep.
They really are garbage, but they're hard to fuck with. And wow, did we have a nice talk about what fucking
just scum of the earth they are.
Despicable people they are.
Horrid people.
Despicable.
Awful.
Oh,
there it is. Is that me right there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
there
you.
I am. That's me. Look at that
So
right
you should
there.
tweet that picture right there. Michael Bublé getting in his Escalade and you flying by in the background. That's the shit you should tweet right there.
Yeah, that's the picture.
All right.
Yeah, that was fun.
After the break, we have today's apology.
Oh.
Every day.
What?
Every day someone has to apologize in the media.
What happened?
So we got today's apology.
why did I just say that like the whole? I really did. No.
This is the Opie and Anthony Show.
You want to feel old today, Ant?
Britney Spears is 29?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Exactly. Because it brings back the memories of us putting up Britney Spears posters in our office at NEW, and the salespeople and people in general would come in and go, "What's wrong with you fucks?"
They're horrified because
she's a teenager.
Underage.
She was underage, right? I guess so.
Yeah.
She's 29 today.
29. Wow. That time does blast on by, doesn't it? My God, man.
The awkward looks when they came into that old office, man. We haven't had an office in years.
I have not been in an office. I remember when we first got here, they said, all right, here's your studio, and then here's your office down the hall. And they showed me, like, here's where you'll sit, and this. And I knew I'd never go in there.
No, and it goes back to what we talked about earlier really quickly, is corporately, we don't want to hang out.
I don't need to be down that end.
Hell fucking no.
For the building.
It's really healthy for the show to get the hell out of the corporate environment quickly.
Yeah.
It really is. No joke anymore. That's really what it's about. Because as soon as they walk down the hall, you know there's some kind of issue that shouldn't be an issue. Some dumb little problem. Some just stupid little thing.
Yeah.
But at NEW, we loved our office because it still wasn't as corporate as this whole thing has become.
As corporate. Our office at NEW was just debauchery.
Could you imagine having that office here?
No.
Oh, well, we did the discussion where they had a problem with them, with Kenny heating up Pop-Tarts in one of our office spaces. Remember that?
Oh, God. Really?
I think we got past that eventually after a long email chain and meetings and whatever.
Jesus.
But, yeah, imagine our old office with the Jägermeister machine in the office.
We
had 3
beer.
refrigerators, two for beer, 1 for food.
We would sit there and drink beer in the office after the show because God knows I didn't want to go home. That was for sure. I wasn't going home, at least not sober. I wanted to be on equal footing once I got home. And I would just sit there and play video games on the computer that I had on my little desk. and
drink
drink beer and smoke like crazy.
Oh, I forgot the smoking.
Everyone smoked
in the office.
So like we usually were pretty courteous. We waited until you and other non-smokers would leave, but then the place just turned into, and it was a party going on in that fucking place at night.
Naked broads.
Yeah, sometimes we would leave there at
Don't forget about the naked broads.
like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Or something after being in there until 7 o'clock. From 7 till 10 at night. Just drinking, bullshit, and laughing our balls off, smoking. And then there was, some people that would smoke some marijuana.
Yeah. And then it was
down the hall.
Then it was the after show. I mean, if these girls are coming all the way from Philly to do a bit on the show, why go home right away when you could hang out in the office and party a little
bit? Of course. And Ron and Fez would come on, and then they'd come back to their office, and the party would continue.
Yeah.
Fridays were totally twisted in that place.
E-Rock says he has old pictures of our office. I haven't seen the pictures in a long time.
Really?
I got to see those.
What did he scan your hard drive for them?
Yeah, really.
Creepy E-Rock. Oh, come on. E-Rock, don't be... E-Rock picked up the mic to say something, and then I interrupted, and he just threw the mic away. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Eric.
Oh, don't throw the mic away. Make believe it's a hero.
Exactly. By that he means Hulk Hogan, sissy.
Hulk Hogan.
He said yum.
He did say yum.
Yum.
Where are these pictures going to be?
I'll put them up on Twitter in a little bit.
What account? You got like 100 accounts.
Should everybody just scroll through Twitter starting with A?
Yeah, really.
And go to Zabisco?
And let's see them first, so make sure there's nothing incriminating.
I'll put them up on OA Photos.
All right, make sure they're safe.
Yeah.
Make sure.
Well, Anthony's desk might be a problem.
Why?
Why?
Because you had the Olsen twin stuff up on your desk.
Yeah, okay.
Some of the
Where's the problem?
The dolls in suggestive
oh,
poses.
That's fine. Yeah, that's good.
And then you had like a body cast where it's just breasts and a vagina hanging on the wall.
Hanging in the wall in front of me.
I remember that bit.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah.
God.
Why not cast a naked body?
Could you imagine the shit that we had in that office?
That's why we have such a problem. We've been around long enough to understand what it used to be and what it has become. So I do apologize to people, but it's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
The shit we used to do a mere 10 years ago, 8 years ago.
I hear now people are being told to remove their stuff from the air conditioning vent.
Why?
I guess it blocks the air conditioning. Yeah, you don't want to do that.
No, of course not.
Someone's got to,
But now we don't even have an office officially.
No, there's nothing.
We technically have a little
reason
space down the hall, but we don't sit there. We just can't.
I go to my office after the show for a very short period of time. It goes down 36 floors, my little office, and then I walk out of it.
Right.
And I'm on ground level.
Right.
It's fantastic.
It's just
best office ever.
It's just different.
Yeah,
it's still great to do radio.
Very different.
It's very, very different.
The atmosphere.
I can't wait to see the old office photos. I remember, like you said, the Olsen twins poster. I had the Britney Spears poster.
Oh,
an amazing gaming system you had for the time, so you could play all your games on the computer. Remember what it looked like after the Sex for Sam?
Oh my God!
I don't know what the fuck they were looking for, but holy shit! Do you have those photos, E-Rock?
I'm looking for those.
That looked like one of those movies where someone breaks into someone's house and ransacks it.
They were praying that we had kiddie porn or something, man. They were looking for something because they completely destroyed our office after we did the Sex for Sam bit. That
I took my
eventually got
computer
us
home,
fired.
and they asked me to bring it back.
Oh, really?
And I was like, "Oh, sorry, I wiped the hard drive. It's done." I go, "There's nothing to take back."
Good.
Yeah, screw that.
They destroyed it.
Iraq.
I'm going through the photos here. Like Travis said, they don't want us to have anything on the air conditioning vents.
Yeah.
Well, apparently on the old air conditioning vents, you stored a lot of your empty vodka bottles, Jaeger bottles, Jack Daniels, Canada Dry Seltzer for some reason.
Well, a mixer.
And
Yeah,
it
you
looks
gotta
like
mix
you
it
had
with
one of those
something.
water balloon slingshots.
Oh, we did.
yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did. We did. We had one of those. I think we launched one in the office one day against the window.
Are the photos pretty good? I haven't seen them in years.
There's one here where it's just a bunch of naked Olsen dolls laying on top of Anthony's monitor, and one is giving Sergeant Hartman a blowjob.
Yeah, we had the Sergeant Hartman.
I remember that. I got a photo of that too.
Yeah. And isn't one in a wheelchair? I remember having one doll in a wheelchair, and we pulled her leg off, and then had Gunnery Sergeant Hartman giving her cunnilingus in the wheelchair.
You think they would have a problem with those dolls around here?
I think so.
None of them eat pussy. That's why.
No.
What is he doing?
And it never changes. Even back then, we were thinking how stuffy the environment was.
Oh, my God.
I wish we had that
Got away with
environment back.
murder.
Got away with murder. The gunnery sergeant was licking her vagina, Sam, even though it smelled like ass from sitting in a wheelchair.
Oh, my God.
Well, would this be the photo you're referring to, guys?
Which one?
Hold on. This one.
Oh, Jimmy has some photos.
Yeah, if Jimmy's computer would fucking buck up.
Oh, is it bucking?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's right. It's Gunnery Sergeant Hartman is sitting on my computer monitor. Of course, I believe EverQuest is on underneath it because I was playing video games. And he's getting head from one of the Olsen twin dolls as he's fingering Barbie with the other hand, and they're sitting on a big Timmy doll.
And his pants are down at his knees. I actually had that doll, the Gunnery Sergeant Hartman doll, for years, sitting on my, not that one, but my own copy, the Arlie Ermy doll.
Yes.
Classic.
And I remember taking a picture of this going, this is great. I didn't realize. And there's a Planet of the Apes poster behind.
Yeah.
From 2001.
Yeah, that was when the movie, that was before the movie came out. They gave us the movie posters, and we're like, I hope this is good. Oh, I hope this movie's good. And then it ended up sucking.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do?
God damn, man.
All right, anyway, moving on. Shit. We have today's apology.
Oh.
Waddle Doodle.
Remember Arizona Cardinals quarterback Derek Anderson? We played it the other day.
Is that the one who was talking or laughing off the sidelines while they were losing on Monday Night Football?
You got it. Well, here's how it went down, and then we'll get to the apology.
What were you saying in that instance that you were trying to be positive, that was funny? And I don't mean this to be sarcastic or pointed, but, I mean, that went out on Monday Night Television. A lot of fans are talking about it right now as a big problem with this team. Can you put into context what was going on at that moment, what caused you?
What Deuce and I talk about is nobody else's business.
But why was something funny when you're down 18 points in the fourth quarter?
Oh.
It wasn't funny. I wasn't laughing about anything.
The camera showed you laughing.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Commented about it.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm not laughing about it. You think this is funny? I take this serious.
I'm not.
Real serious. I put my heart and soul into this every single week.
All I'm saying is the camera showed you.
I'm just telling you right now what I do every single week. Oh. Every single week. I put my freaking heart and soul into this. I study my ass off. I don't go out there and laugh. It's not funny. It's not fun. Nothing's funny to me. I don't want to go out there and
nothing's funny to me.
On Monday Night Football in front of everybody.
That's why I'm asking you what.
I'm telling you right now. We're talking. Deuce and I are talking.
What was the context in
I'm
which?
done. Sorry.
He's taking defensive position, though.
First, this is why this fucking reporter's a cunt. He answered his question. What Deuce and I talk about is nobody's business.
Yeah.
That was the answer to the question, but the pussy reporter wanted detail. It's like, what do you talk about while you fuck your wife? How about we talk about that, reporter?
You ever chuckle during that?
Yeah, what do you when you talk about what do you talk about when you fuck your wife?
Right.
It's private, I'd like to know.
Right.
The guy answered that fucking pussy reporter's question.
Right.
He goes, it's nobody's business. And he didn't like that, so then he got shitty.
None of your goddamn business.
Then he got shitty, and he goes, well, I just was wondering because you were down 18. At first he goes, well, I don't want to try to say anything. I'm not saying, and then he sets it up real soft.
And meanwhile, he's saying exactly what he's saying he's not saying.
And the guy says, what Deuce and I talking about is nobody's business. Yeah. That was your answer. But then he snuck in a punch. Well, it was you down 18-0.
And more importantly, it was a moment. The guy's very emotional, but you're not allowed to do that in today's society.
No, not in sports.
In the media in general.
But honesty, ugh.
Right, so now the guy has to apologize. Anderson apologizes for post-game rant. My mom and dad didn't raise me to act like that in times of adversity, he said. Someone made him apologize, obviously.
Oh, yes.
Let's try to do this in a manner that doesn't end up all over YouTube if we can, he said. Obviously, I was frustrated by what had happened during the game, and I let my emotions get away from me. Ugh. I've been through some rough times in football, Anderson said, but I think it's obviously one of the most frustrating times for me, a game that I felt like going in that we were very prepared for. I had a very good week of practice, like I said, and to lay an egg on national TV was not only frustrating for me, but frustrating to every one of the guys that's out there every single day and sees what we're capable of doing. He didn't. He was forced to do that. It's a shame.
Every apology is forced by somebody.
Yeah, it's a shame that
no one's ever
these
sincere.
guys can't just speak their minds in sports, on TV, in general. You're just
Reporter
not allowed
was
to do
fucking
it.
jabbing him with some questions he wasn't happy with, and he laid into him.
Right.
Fuck it. And believe me, I don't like hearing a big dumb fucking jock trying to deflect, because the truth of the matter is he was chuckling.
That's
and
fine.
they were 18 points down. But the thing is, it's
but who cares?
But who cares? Because it's not. Yeah, he's not watching children being massacred and laughing. It's a fucking game. Oh, Uncle Paul. It's a game. It's a fucking
Sure.
game. So who cares if he's laughing?
Another apology that doesn't need to be done.
Lots of those.
Oh, I disagree. I think that if you blow up, you have to say sorry.
Well, that's true.
I know you guys aren't basketball fans, but today's the day to watch a little NBA.
Oh, yeah.
LeBron goes back to Cleveland.
I even know that, and I hate basketball.
I'm telling you, it's going to be a circus.
Yeah.
It really is going to be a circus because that owner up there is not happy that LeBron left. So he's gonna allow some things.
They they said that the arena, the whatever they call basketball, where do they play in? An arena?
Sure.
They said that there's going to be unbelievable security, metal detectors, all kinds of whatnot, and no insulting signs or shirts allowed.
Oh, God.
No
What the
insulting
fuck is
signs
going
or shirts
on?
allowed.
What is
Isn't
going
that-
on? Why are they taking that away from everybody?
Because they're
too?
pussies.
They started
And not
with-
even just a "fuck your mother" sign.
Right.
You know, it's something that's a little clever
God.
that bashes them. I bet they take every fucking thing
Well, they're
away.
using the word queen instead of king with LeBron. So I bet you they won't
Queen
allow those.
James.
Yeah, they won't allow
let
those.
that.
Meanwhile, Ty Cobb used to live for the booze. He loved when the
I
opposing
live for
team
the
would
booze.
boo.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood.
And the same type that I'm talking about with him from the crowd.
Yes, exactly.
But they opposing players say that the greatest feeling they get, and it's a lot of times, it's not even just the cheers of their team, it's the silence of an opposing rival's crowd when you hurt, like
When you shut them up.
when you
When you
shut them up,
When you shut up the booze.
It's the silence
Yep.
of hitting a home run or of scoring in your fucking rivals. That's the greatest satisfaction.
Sonic just goes.
So why are they taking away, the insulting signs and stuff? Why?
They
like
don't
who
want-
does that hurt?
Because
the
they
player that's
think-
making about $100 million a year.
No, they think it will incite violence, which it is a basketball game.
How is it incite? How is that going to incite violence when everyone's on the same side with this issue?
Yeah, well,
in Cleveland anyway. There'll be a few knuckleheads that are like, "Yeah, I'm psyched that he left our fucking team and went to Miami."
That's just.
But
what
in
the
general,
news
everyone's
is.
on the
They're-
same side.
Yeah. They don't want any violent atmosphere, so that's what they're doing. No signs, no shirts.
They did it with your Yankees with the rivalry with the Red Sox. They started taking away all those
Yep,
shirts.
taking away
Both
all
sides had great, clever shirts for those series, and they're starting to make sure you don't wear those to the
Don't wear
baseball
that.
games.
Yeah, it's a family event. You don't want to.
It's not a family event.
Let's keep it nice.
I mean,
Opie. Let's keep it nice.
It's a family event, but it's also an adult event.
Oh, now let's just keep it nice. Now it's a game, and
You said
everyone should be nice.
You said it perfectly years ago when you said, we're protecting the children and sacrificing adult entertainment.
Fun and entertainment. The whole world doesn't revolve around. Oh, Uncle Paul, children.
No, I was just doodling.
And you know what?
Diddling. What?
My point of reference has not changed at all. Having a son.
Yeah.
I'm still right there
Your
with
son.
you. I'm still right there with you, though. We go so far to protect the children that we're sacrificing our own enjoyment in
Have
entertainment.
some adult fucking entertainment that you don't have to immediately condemn because the children won't.
How great would it be
it's
if
gonna
you're
affect the children.
up there in Cleveland and you just see just nasty signs all over the place? It would be awesome to see.
You know something? I might actually have watched that just to see.
Of course.
The signs and laugh my ass off and shit. But now, like, why am I going to bother? They're just going to homogenize the whole thing.
Yeah, human emotions are just not a good thing.
Yeah.
In this particular society.
Yeah.
Not a good thing. That's not good. You should not be able to express yourself in any way.
They really are just trying to get rid of all that. No anti-LeBron shirts allowed.
Oh, my God.
That's it. We don't want to create...
my
here
God.
it is. We don't want to create a police state, said Tad
You're creating a
Harper,
police state.
the Cavaliers' senior vice president of communications. We've always had a real energetic, supercharged home crowd, and we want to encourage that for every game, including December 2nd. We want people to enjoy themselves and express themselves, but, see, there's got to be the but. We don't want fans to cross the boundaries of decency. We're not going to allow profanity and things like that. See, that's the thing right there. We have no tolerance for anyone trying to cross those boundaries. See, profanity and things like that. So that fits everything into the category. If you just have fuck LeBron on your shirt,
Right.
Obviously, if you have a kid there, you're going to be like,
it's one thing.
it's a little offensive or whatever. But if it's something clever, guarantee they take it away.
Like years ago in the Celtics-Lakers rivalry in Boston, because Nicholson's such a notorious Lakers fan, a bunch of Boston fans showed up wearing shirts that said, "Fuck you, Jack," to Nicholson.
Beautiful.
And he loved it. He
Yeah.
actually, of course because they knew,
Because he could take
of
it.
course, he actually, I remember the story, he bought one of the shirts from the guys who was wearing it.
Wow.
Like, he loved the idea that
Yeah,
these
that
fans
seems like him.
associated him with the Lakers and showed up with "Fuck you, Jack." Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's not going to kill you to see a dirty word.
God, this could have been a fine sports moment, and they're going to try to, fucking protect it.
And
sterilize it.
Here's a little follow-up to that, because it's not about profanity or anything like that. That's another fucking cop-out. According to the Cavaliers, no anti-LeBron signs or T-shirts will be permitted. If one is seen in the stands, personnel will ask you to remove it and offer to replace it with a Cavaliers-branded replacement. Consider it an easy way to get free Cavs T-shirts. So it's any anti-LeBron signs or shirts. How is that? That takes away that competitive,
the spirit of the whole
spirit
fucking
of the whole thing. It really is
You
just
phony
retarded.
motherfuckers. Here's why it's phony.
This world stinks.
Because the president didn't the head of the fucking Cavaliers bash LeBron for the way he handled it?
Of course.
He bashed it.
Yeah, he's not happy at all, obviously.
Maybe he wants the only shirt in the place.
Yeah,
It
no.
says fuck LeBron on
Yeah.
it.
There's a picture of LeBron with a bullet in him. It's
Oh, picture of his mom getting fucked in the ass.
Yeah, by 3 different players from different generations. Chamberlain, Jabbar, and fucking someone from now.
They just want good sportsmanship all the way around, right?
He's gonna Kareem in her face.
That doesn't make sense. The word is cream.
Hold on, this guy's saying you
right.
Josh in Cleveland. Josh.
Good evening.
Hey.
The sign thing is a rumor. You can have signs. I think they just don't want LeBron hanging an effigy.
That is stop it.
Anthony just read the statement.
Yeah, I think he was trying to make
They're
some
sterilizing the whole situation up there.
I think.
No, you can have signs. You can have shirts. They just don't.
Where's your info coming from, sir?
It was all over the news this morning.
Oh, was it? Was it?
Anthony just read the
reading a
official statement
from the guy. It was a statement from the guy.
No, it's wrong.
All right, I'll take it. I'll take line fucking 6. That's who I'll believe. Line 6 or something. Shut up. God, I hate everything.
Just makes it more fun for everybody. Who the fuck you hurting in the end? If they start fighting, you throw them out.
Yeah.
And who are they going to fight with?
Yeah. What's the?
They're going to fight with themselves. They all agree.
I was.
They took the Red Sox shirts away, right? And the Yankee shirts.
Like the bad, like negative shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You can't do that.
Remember how much fun that was?
Remember the
and they
signs
got
in the
more and
stands?
more creative every time those two teams played. It was like, holy shit! Do you see the new one they just came up with?
Yeah.
And I remember there was an article that came out where they started banning all that.
Yankees suck T-shirts banned.
Why?
At Fagway. Oh, Fenway. Excuse me. I always
don't say Fagway. You might have to apologize tomorrow.
Fagway. And yeah, they can't wear those. They can't wear the Yankees suck shirts. And then we got other things. Of course, there used to be a lot of like signs in the stands, a lot of signs that people would hold up. And now
make you
everything is
laugh.
offensive, so they just take it away.
Who's it offending in the
ridiculous.
end? Who is it offending?
So
It offends
stupid.
people you would never want to hang out with anyway.
All those good rivalries that like people got creative and did things that just made you laugh. Now it just gets you thrown out. You're supposed to sit there like an overpaying customer, buy their fucking wares, buy their fucking overpriced shit, and sit there like a victim and watch the fucking overpaid shitheads run around in circles or in a straight line or bounce a ball, depending on what sport it is, and just have no emotion anymore.
Why don't they just fill the stadiums with robots?
Why not?
That's what they really
Yabba,
want.
dabba, do.
Right.
Just sit there. Bunch of Fred Flintstones. Yabba, dabba, do. We're all just
what
sheep.
the fuck, man?
We've been fucking, our balls have just been cut off year after year. They just clip more of your nuts off. God, next thing you know, they're cuffing your cock.
You know what? I don't think I'm going to watch the game tonight.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel exciting anymore.
You're going to see like people boo.
I don't want to see the fucking
like,
game. I want to see the reaction
boo,
of the fans
right,
and LeBron's reaction when he steps on that court for the first time.
They'll boo him, but after that, it's over. How about booing, and then you don't know if later on in the game you're going to see somebody with a really funny shirt,
right,
or a sign, or some shit like that.
I bet you they control the booing somehow.
Oh, God, they'll probably have
some PA music or something.
Software for the sound. Make sure everybody sits.
No, they're saying Lou.
Yes, that's it.
That old gag.
They'll bring out some guy named Lou every time LeBron is mentioned, so they could say it's Lou.
They'll have Lou Piniella courtside.
Yes.
They're flying him into Cleveland.
They're just saying Lou.
They're just saying Lou. See, Lou's at the game. He's in the front. Right there.
And the camera real shakily goes to Lou every time. Right. They have to have a cameraman right next to him at all times.
Can't allow the emotion to get out.
No, God forbid real human emotion makes its way out and is seen in public. Ah!
That fucking book, 1984.
They're inviting Lou's, all of it. Lou Diamond Phillips is there.
Lou Grant, even though it's not his real name. Just don't sign the wall by the toilets because Cloris got in trouble.
You're not even allowed in unless your name's Lou. I'm hearing.
So tired of it.
But that book, 1984, I read it every 4 years. And
I watched the movie because I hate reading.
I never saw the movie.
Yeah, the movie's
all right.
Well, it's long. It's a little dark and it's a little slow.
That fucking book predicted all this shit.
Yeah. Yeah. With all the
it's scary, actually.
You can't use real words anymore. You can't. It's just fucking amazing what's happened.
And you know what? We're not in the majority with this.
I don't know how that happens.
We're really not. Our audience, us and our audience get it, but we're just a small piece, man. There's a big fucking piece of pie out there that goes along with this shit.
I was watching Bullshit, Penn and Teller's Bullshit last night. I have a DVD from, I don't know if it's last season, but it was on taxes, and goddamn, they do a fucking amazing job exposing shit.
Yep.
Bullshit. It's just an amazing job.
Perfect name for the show.
It really is.
Well, it was originally called Good Stuff, but then they felt it just didn't fit. Get it?
Yes, I do.
Yay.
And just the way they talked about it, I was getting so incensed that I actually was thinking, would it be possible to just leave
the country?
Just to leave. And then you realize there's nowhere else to go. They got you wrapped up. So, where are you going to go? Mexico?
People go.
Like Jesse?
People go and get a citizenship somewhere else.
Yeah, but you can't. You're stuck. But then you realize the futility of trying to change anything, because they were talking about the tax law and the reason it's so complicated. And it sounds like a conspiracy, but it makes perfect sense. It's so complicated and so long because they really don't want people knowing what they're paying for, or how they're paying, or if they're paying more or less percentage-wise than their neighbor, or what. So it keeps people from opening their mouths because they think that it could be worse. Yeah. So they'll just keep quiet because they think, well, that guy's got it really bad. And meanwhile, everyone's got it bad except for the people that aren't paying at all.
The tax forms, they're set up in a way where you're paying way more taxes than you probably should have to.
Yes, and they went through all
and the government's not going to send it back to you and go, oh, well, you could have done this and this and saved a few bucks.
Well, it's almost like when you look at a contract or a document that a lawyer has made up. It says things like, hereunto and henfurther, and and a party of the second party, when they could use your name, but if you make it understandable,
then you don't need lawyers.
Don't need lawyers. That's why they don't want a 17% equal flat tax because that removes
Right.
so much of the IRS's necessity.
That's why
they
they
could cut back on the size of government.
That's why they created their own language, lawyers.
But they
to protect themselves.
So Penn and Teller are sitting at a table, and they have a big cherry pie in front of them. And because I love when they do those little analogies with the visual stuff. So Teller has a piece of pie, and Penn goes, "Oh, wait a minute, I don't have any pie. Let me get yours." He goes, "I'm not taking yours. I'm just giving myself some." So he goes, "I'm not taking," because they had a politician actually describe taxes as like, we're not penalizing people that have made something of themselves and are in that upper tax bracket. We're not penalizing them. We just don't want the poor and underclass to be more poor. So we give them more and we take more from the wealthy, as they call it. So then they showed it by Teller sitting there trying to eat his pie, and Penn just going, and Penn just gobbles it down while Teller's slowly slicing another piece because Penn took his piece, and then he goes, "Wait, I'm all out of pie again." He goes, "But I'm not taking yours. I'm just giving myself mine." And he did it for the whole pie.
I love it.
And now he goes, "Now we're both out of pie." He goes, "So what we have to do is we both have to find someone with pie so we could give ourselves more pie." And it was a perfect example of what's going on.
That doesn't make sense, though, because this is about money.
Oh, see, it's an example, Chip. He just, this is it. But it was infuriating to watch, where I was actually getting like tense, like I was getting tense, and like I wanted to do something, and then just realized the futility of change. And it will always be this way. We will always get just fucked in the ass. Then they said, no, obviously no taxation without representation. So they sent someone there to the representatives right there at the Capitol. They had a camera crew and a gentleman dressed very nicely trying to ask questions of their representatives. And they run. The representatives run away from you. Charlie cocksucker fuck Rangel, who is part of the Ways and Means Committee, who wrote the tax law, who is now trying to beg for leniency because of tax evasion. The motherfucker wrote the tax laws and didn't pay his taxes. That fuck. Scumbag. And now he's trying to get his constituents and the other people on Capitol Hill, he's trying to get them to not... To just give him a little spanking.
Shouldn't that
a reprimand
scumbag...
and not a censure.
Shouldn't he go to jail?
He should be in jail like everyone else would be if they didn't pay attention to the rules you wrote. You wrote the fucking things.
Wesley Snipes just got ordered to jail.
Wesley Snipes is going to jail for taxes. And then fucking Charlie Rangel is now calling up his fellow fucking douchebags and asking for leniency. That he wants to be reprimanded and not censured, which is the same thing. Censured is just a public, like, ew, look what you did.
How about a fucking jail sentence?
Yes. How about thrown out of fucking office? He's keeping his job.
How is he keeping his job?
Because they voted him in. Because his constituency that he runs up there is exactly like the assholes that voted the crackhead back into fucking D.C. It's all racial with Rangel. Believe me. If that was a white Republican, fucking out on his ass, if not in jail. Ugh.
What does this have to do with LeBron?
Oh, because it's the same thing. The country just like, we have no power to do anything anymore. No, I know. It's just, we have no power to do anything.
It's unbelievable.
It's fucking infuriating.
I feel sorry for the next generation.
They'll be born into this shit, so they
felt sorry for us, though. The one before us.
You think?
You
think that's how it goes?
It's called like the asshole infinity syndrome. It's like you always think that the next one sucks,
right?
And yours is good.
Right.
It's like they've been doing this in 1810. They were saying, wait till the 1820s come. We're done.
Yeah,
it'll be fine.
I guess you're right. We don't know what it was like before us.
It's always...
It had to be better.
Because don't forget, the ones right after us, like the Generation Y or whatever, they're cunts. Like the ones that I think we're Generation X, whatever it is, the ones like right after, we think they suck. And they think the next ones suck. It's just the way it is.
You know what else? One more quick thing that they said last night. Someone said, try to call up your representative and get 10 minutes with him. That's representation. Try to actually call up your representative and say, I want to come down to your office and chat with you about taxes. Do you honestly think you're going to be able to face-to-face meet with your representative and talk to him? We're being taxed without representation. They were running away from tax questions. Nancy fuck Pelosi was literally running away with bodyguards around her. Is that how this was supposed to be?
I'm sure.
Is that the way this was supposed to fucking be? That's how we were supposed to be represented by this upper echelon of fuckheads that get away with everything that if we did, we'd be fucked.
Of course.
But they get away with everything, and they won't listen to anybody. They do whatever they want to do. We're not represented by them anymore. Who's agreeing to 90% of the shit they're coming up with to fuck us over? And then they were talking about how taxes guide your life. They write the tax laws to guide your life. Like, it's good to be married. It's good to get yourself into debt and buy a house for the tax deduction because you'd be paying a lot of money. And then it's bad to smoke, so let's tax cigarettes and gasoline and things like that. Taxes were never meant to guide your fucking life so that these representatives can make you do or not do certain things, or you will or won't be penalized for it. They're being your parents. And using taxes, which is just supposed to get revenue for the country. That's what it's supposed to do, is to pay for things, not to guide your fucking morality, your life, the sin tax on booze and cigarettes. I'm sure, people, they shouldn't smoke, they shouldn't drink, whatever the fuck it is. But it's not the government's job to penalize you financially for doing that shit.
How about we take the money that we're fucking taxing for people and we just don't help bail out that shit European Union? How about that?
Oh, yeah, that would be nice too.
How about we take that and put it back into the economy or just,
Yeah.
We don't give it to another country. This way we don't have to tax people for their sins.
It's insane that the government is guiding you through penalizing you financially or rewarding you financially on how you should live as an American. They are guiding you. You have to do certain things to deduct money from your income, taxable income, so you don't have to pay them as much. Where was that ever what the founding fathers wanted for this country?
Well, don't forget when they had, let's say in the beginning, they really didn't have to worry because they did kind of get free labor. So there was a different financial structure.
But
I agree with you.
What they were getting away from with the king in England is so much less than what we're dealing with now with our own government.
I agree. The founding fathers, I think, are very overrated, though. I really do, because I think that they were the type of people that we would hate today. But when you talk about sin tax, like, a part of me agrees with you, and a part of me is like, but if somebody chooses to smoke, I don't mind that. That's their life.
Right.
But when they get cancer from their chosen action, I have to pay for it.
Well, you shouldn't have to. That's just it, too.
Yeah,
you shouldn't fucking have
I'll
to.
agree with that.
The system is flawed.
The system's all fucked up.
That shouldn't happen at all.
Yeah.
You should be able to smoke, and it shouldn't affect you.
Yeah, that's it. Fuck it.
It's wrong on both levels.
I just when that point was made, it made a lot of sense that the government's job is not to fucking guide your life through penalizing or rewarding you financially for what you do as an American. That's not what it's all about. It's astounding what little power we have as the people, which is the government. When we bash the government, people forgot. That's supposed to be you. The government is supposed to be a representation of you and your neighbors and your family and everything. And that whole thing went down the shitter so fucking long ago and will never come back. You're not it will take a massive revolution again and then some other thing to be in place of what's there now, because that'll never change with the system we have in place now. It can't.
Why do we always fuck everything up?
Because
we start things and it's great on paper,
again,
and then it gets fucked up.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely. It just they were given too much power. Our politicians, where it became they're not representing us, they're representing their own interest, they're representing the people that represent the politicians' own interest. So if you have a company that is making widgets in your district, and they give you a contribution, you're going to treat them better and give them what they need, more so than the rest of the people that you're supposed to be representing. And then after a while, that snowballs, and before you know it, you're not represented as an American anymore. And for the laws that they're passing and what they're doing to us as far as the taxes go, no one's being represented. No one asked for this shit. No American citizen went to their representative and said, please, fuck me for 40% of my money at least.
Please.
Could you please fuck me in the ass?
Please bury me in taxes, please.
Make me work from January 1st to April for you.
Right.
Every day you work from January to April is for the government.
How about the retirement age? They want to move it up
push
to
that
69.
People are living longer now.
Yeah, but they don't want to work
They don't
their
wanna work.
entire lives.
How about you want to relax a little bit?
When you realize people are living longer and you could get to a retirement age of 65 and realize, holy shit, I could make it to 80 easy. I got 15 years where I don't have to deal with the horse shit of working. But now they fucked that up. And they're moving that up to 69 possibly.
They have no clue. Pelosi this morning.
Who the fuck wants to work till they're 69?
I heard a quote from Pelosi on the news this morning. She actually said, because they're debating the Bush tax cuts, whether they should give them, extend them, just extend them for a certain class, because Congress loves a nice class war. They fucking love it. Should they extend it? And she actually said, giving tax cuts to the wealthy, which, by the way, is big business, small businesses, that is what is considered wealthy, will not create jobs, but they want to extend unemployment. She goes, extending unemployment creates jobs.
Wow.
I'm like, what? Wait a minute.
She's fucking worthless.
Is that out-of-touch shithead? She doesn't even realize that that's why you're not going to be Speaker of the fucking House anymore? Do you realize the ass-kicking, the cunt-kicking you took?
How bad is it that the Republicans, I mean, they really were I wanted them out. I wanted them out. I wanted a liberal Democrat. I was so sick and tired of things the way they were.
Things changed.
And 2 years later,
that was close enough.
The country is disgusted. How bad? That's like a chick who's been beaten by her husband, comes over. And then 2 weeks later, you're such a shit boyfriend. She goes, I want to go back and get punched in the face.
Yeah.
Because you suck. That's exactly what that's like.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's not like what it is.
No.
My examples are not always good.
I'm disgusted.
Could you,
I'm disgusted at our lack of power to do anything.
Are you just getting my cock picture there?
Yeah, nice.
Oh,
This is a good one.
No, and I don't want Palin to run for president. Don't fuck this up either. Keep her in Alaska with a dumb TV show. Enough.
Very good, Ant. Bravo.
At it.
People are saying bravo. Florentine here. All right, we'll get Florentine in next. And, E-Rock, could you find out what Imus is talking about today?
Okay. No Imus? I can't really. Actually, his voice is a little higher now, too. I can't go like that. Hey, it's Imus.
What? Well, you just got to...
I got something from a pretty... reliable source, but I want to double check this. Yeah. Hopefully we'll have more. Imus is a friend of ours. All right, man. We'll be back.
Opie and Anthony. The Opie and Anthony Show on the Virus. Sirius XM.
Yeah.
Jim Florentine in studio. Our pal.
I was commenting on Anthony's rage he has this morning. I was fucking rolling. I love a person with rage. That's why I fucking hang out with Norton, because I know how to get him going.
Yeah, the buttons.
Yeah, the buttons. And I just was listening.
You just wish your rage would get something changed.
I know,
and it never changes. That's what I finally realized in my life. I've ranted and raved for so many fucking years and finally realized, holy shit, it doesn't change anything.
It's the futility of it all that really gets me, is the frustration of not being able to do anything.
Yeah, but I guess it feels good to get it off your chest, I guess. But you really wish, because you feel like you know more than the average fucking asshole.
You would hope
that you work with.
You know, you would just hope. And I was saying to Jim, it's like, you know, you get these people with the signs, and we're going to change the tax structure. No tax. And you could have 100,000, 500,000, 1 million people on the great lawn, and they're protesting that. And then they go away with their shirts and their buttons and then nothing fucking changes.
Nothing does. I mean, even Obama tried to do it a nice way. I goes, look, I'm going to work with Republicans. I'm going to go talk to Iran and North Korea. And everyone's like, all right, that sounds logical. And now he's already apologized. And I should have worked with the Republicans more. And, okay, that's good in theory to go talk to Iran, say, hey, what's the problem? Let's work this shit out. But it's not going to work. That's like some guy going back to his first ex-wife who's having fucking nightmares for 20 years ago. Let me get you guys in a room and see if we could talk this out. In 5 minutes, dude, you were fucking right. She's out of her mind.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, that's what it is.
When Obama was talking change and everything, and obviously I wasn't agreeing with his platform, but he got elected on this whole change thing. And most people anyway, knew, you know what? Nothing fucking changed. It's like saying, if you're on a fucking train and the track is straight, and you go, you know what? I'm going to make a left up here. It's like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
You're fucking not. You're on this track. You can't turn the train. And that's pretty much what happens with government and with us. And it goes beyond just the government and stuff. It's our whole way of life. We talk about how, we've talked many times about how you don't have freedom. They say, I love it, America. You know, we have freedom. And it's like, you don't have freedom to do shit. You can't fucking... I can't just go hunting if I wanted to. It's like, you know what? I want to feed my family. I'm going to grab a rifle. I'm going to hit the woods. I'm just going to bag a deer and fucking drag him home.
Because we got freedom.
Because we're free. Oh, what? I can't do that? All right. You know what, though? I'm going to drive up to... Oh, I'm not free to do that.
Can I walk down the street with a beer in my hand? No, I can't even do that.
You're not free to do that.
No.
You're not free to do fucking anything.
At least you own your own house.
No, you don't.
What?
You can't do anything. That's another thing I saw on Penn and Teller's bullshit, which was amazing. Lawns. They did a whole show on lawns and how people sign on to these neighborhoods where, and they did sign on, so you're kind of fucked, and that's how they fuck you, where you have to keep your lawn manicured or you can go to jail for not having your lawn manicured and the same type of grass as your neighbor. And people have gone to jail for not having their lawn, for having brown spots on their lawn. What kind of freedom is that? You don't have any freedom. I wanted to, when I initially wanted to put my pool in, I bought my fucking house. I have my land, my property. I am the property master. I wanted to dig a hole, line it with cement, and fill it with fucking water. The hoops. The variances from town that I had to get, the fences that I had to get variances for, the inspectors that come in, the money that fucking just comes out of your pocket that you don't even know where it's going to officials for the freedom that I get to live on my own land like Pa Ingalls.
But
no.
in their defense, they probably knew what parties you were throwing. They said, put up a big fence.
Exactly. and a camera.
Yeah.
And get fucking Chris Hansen over there.
Half his guests might walk into the water like Lou Costello's kid.
It's when you step back for a few seconds, and a lot of people don't. You are caught up in this almost matrixy feeling thing sometimes that you don't step back and look at the big picture and go like, wow, we are really fucked as this. We have this image of America and Americans, and then there's the reality of it, which really isn't what you think it is.
You think they have more freedom in Iraq?
Well, with the anarchy brings more freedom, but it's not necessarily the better way of life.
I guarantee if you're looking to have some kind of property that you own, you could do just what you just said.
Dig a
and make
hole,
your own hole.
line it with cement.
And get a hose
Fill it
going.
with bodies.
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
You know, I was just over in Kuwait. I was performing for the troops over there. I was talking to a Kuwaiti.
God bless you.
But those guys, they actually like us because we saved their ass, so they don't really hate America. Maybe they do. They talk behind our back like
They are very
WikiLeaks.
slow when you go through customs, though, aren't they? Did they get you through quickly?
Yeah, because they had some representative meet me there, and just hot chick in Kuwaiti, some Asian broad, and every Kuwaiti was even checking her out, and then that's supposed to, I guess, or whatever, and I went right through and got right through.
Probably
but their
beheaded
government,
after she got you through.
Their government, though, they give anyone that's a national, they give them at least $6,000 a month just to stay there, to stay in the country, because they don't want everybody leaving. That's the minimum. That's like the white trash low shit. From $6,000 to $15,000 a month, they give every family just to stay in Kuwait. They only work 6-hour days, 7 a.m. to 1 p.m., 4 days a week.
How does their country work? Because they have oil.
Oil. That's
they
it.
have oil.
That's a great incentive to stay there. The government gives you money every month, and you work 6-hour days.
But then again, it does show you what happens when the military has a fucking to be called up. They basically just open their mouths and allow the Iraqis to stick their. They really were not a good.
Yeah,
they were not
true.
used to defending things.
That's true. We do have like the
and the women have no rights over there, which is great.
No.
They just got to shut their mouth.
Shut your yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
You like that?
Yeah.
Get fucking quarantined through customs and shut up. Shit.
Fucking Florentine.
It's this country is, you know, they always talk about its richness and resources and everything, but then you look and we don't make anything or really. Like, we should be such a wealthy country. Just as wealthy, if not more, than these oil-producing countries. Like, yeah, we have some oil. I think we pretty much use it for ourselves. We export a little bit of it. But we have, like, a fuckload of resources. How do we not have the world's money pouring into this country instead of it being the other way around? Like, that I can't understand. It's an amazing country, and it's just been so fucked over and bastardized and fucking raped that we can't even fucking get the world to buy our shit anymore. And I don't know what it is. I'm not smart enough or educated enough to even know what the fuck, why this is happening. Is it unions? Is it fucking assholes? Is it welfare state? Is it a combination of everything? Taxes? I don't know what it is, but it sucks.
It's
and even like when you died, a death tax is like over 50%. So your family's fucking mourning. They lost you, and they take half of your money then.
What is that? What is a death tax?
Well, the estate tax is expiring, or the lack thereof. Now you're fine. If you die from now until January 1st or December 31st at midnight, you're okay. You don't get taxed.
So that's what we should do then.
Yeah, drop dead.
Yeah.
Believe me, the Steinbrenner family must have been ecstatic that he fucking died. I'm not kidding. They
said
if he
they
died
could've-
after January 1st,
it was a whole different
half of
story.
his shit, half of the Steinbrenner fortune goes to the United States fucking
That
government.
couldn't be right.
No, it is. It is.
There's a 50% estate tax. So you die after fucking January 1st, half your shit goes to the government, and then the other half goes to your family and stuff. You can set up some tax-exempt stuff and trusts
You can work
and
around it a
whatnot.
little
You
bit.
can work around it.
Yeah.
I work with my finance guy, you know, work with Barry and shit like that to get things done. Just to try to protect, not even to make. I'm not sitting there with a cigar going, "Hey, make me money! I need my Jewish guy to come in and make me some more bags of money." It's just trying to hold on to your shit now. Accounts used to be there to, like, you want to invest in this. It's a great return. It's tax-free until you retire. It's this, it's that. Now it's all about, how can I keep my shit?
Yeah.
I just want to hold on to a little bit that they let me have.
It is fucking amazing.
It's astounding and fucking infuriating.
They won't even release your money. Like the courts won't even, like if there's a bunch of money, like a house or something like that, when someone dies, like a $400,000 house, they put the government gets it before it even gets in your hands because they'll fucking.
And now you got to fucking, you know, the legal fees that you have to pay just to fight to get the shit that should be yours, that you're entitled to? Oh.
I leave you my fortune. We're rich, Norton. Get the suitcase, Norton.
That's why I respect Joe DiMaggio. He used to keep his money in a fucking green hefty bag.
Good for him.
When the San Francisco earthquake, he was running down the street with a hefty bag with $500,000 in it.
Is that true?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What a great story.
Yeah, he would just keep it because he didn't trust banks or anything like that. He just had all his cash that he made from cards. He started selling signing cards and bats and stuff like that after all those years.
Oh, that's fucking
He kept it in a hefty bag. He was running down the street or
if anyone asked what was in the bag,
it was.
he'd divert their attention by sticking his finger under their nose. Smell Maryland.
Yeah, this is her molar when I punched it out. He has a little nick in his fucking knuckle.
Oh, that wasn't from Sandy Koufax fastball? No. Maryland.
No, that was in Maryland. She commented on a nice JFK's hair look at the inauguration. So I fucking knocked her molar out. You see that cunt sing happy birthday? She lost 2 on that one, too. I fucking popped out one of her uppers and one of her lowers.
Was he a bad boy like that, Joey? Joey D?
Oh, yeah. Apparently he used to...
Legendary?
He used to give Marilyn...
I know he did stuff with the baseball.
The old... he used to give her the old Carlo.
Wow. Yeah, so there you go. But we're free. We're doing well in this country.
Yeah, go see how free you are. Go pick something you want to do and then just do it. Aside from, taking transportation, going to work, and doing everything you're supposed to do, try going off the beaten path for 1 fucking second and doing something you really just kind of want to do and see what it takes to actually do that and stay within the boundaries of your freedoms.
Right.
Dude, I'm looking at the tax thing on tentative tax, lower limit, upper limit. I guess they say further taxation. If it's $3 million or more, 55% of the excess is over $3 million. Fucking those
55%.
scumbags.
And then take the money that they leave you and invest it. Now there's capital gains tax on that. And there's sales tax on everything you buy. And then, like you said, when you die, after everything's said and done, they'll get half of it anyway, so they don't give a shit.
I'm trying to sell a place of mine. It's like I'm trying to sell for like $5,000 of what I bought it from in 2002. My brother's like, look, at least you won't have to pay any capital gains tax. So look at it that way. I'm like, I guess you're right. Yeah,
and that's the frame of mind we're all in right now.
I'm like, all right, that's cool.
It isn't even making money. It's like, at least I won't have to. And then insert how you're getting fucked here.
You pay taxes when you buy a place. You pay I think the buyer pays the taxes.
Yep.
And the seller does not pay the taxes, but you pay the capital gain, right? Anything you make on it.
You make on it is capital gains, right? And if you start turning over houses quickly, like that's your business, capital gains are higher, depending on how long you own something. Like stocks, if you're just trading stocks back and forth and making money because you're fucking making money, you got to pay huge capital gains tax. If you're a long-term holder, you don't have to pay as much. But they just figured out a way to fuck you.
Oh, wait, by the way, additionally, estates of descendants that die after December 31st, 2000, will be subject to a 5% surcharge on the excesses of their estate over $10 million.
So they'll take half, and then anything over 10 is an extra 5. Is that what we're represented? Is that what the people wanted? Is that what the represented public went to their representatives and said, this is what I want. I want you to take half my shit when I die. Where did that come from? How is that a representative government?
Would you be okay with that if you knew the country would drastically get better?
No. Yeah. I would figure out another way. Cut fucking government.
But on top of that, though, nothing changes.
Nothing will
change. Take all your fucking
You'll still fucking ram your goddamn rim into a pothole. You'll still fucking have to pay your stupid taxes on everything you buy. Nothing would change because there's other places that money goes. It's all the cronyism that goes on and the fucking pork barrel shit from these politicians and the pet projects that go billions over budget with no accountability. Look at your big dig, Boston. Take a good look at that. Holy fuck. We used to hear from truckers that would park trucks running and just burn gas. Bah! With like huge boulders in the back. Bah! And just pocket money. It was amazing, the waste that goes on.
Well, that project was a couple million, I guess?
Oh, yeah. I think it went $10.50 over budget. Just a fucking infuriating mess that will never end. So you just go home and drink.
And with that, we say hi to Jim Florentine. That's how Florentine's appearance starts. Uncle Vinny's Jimmy, December 10th?
Friday, December 10th.
Point Pleasant, New Jersey.
And then that metal show every Saturday, 11 o'clock.
Sure,
Slash is on this week.
Laugh to take your mind off of it all.
Metal. That's what the government does. MEDDLE.
Yeah, I'm having a metal show.
You went to Ozzy with little Jimmy Norton last night.
It was great.
Yeah, it was Ozzy
Speaking
good?
of which, the Garden on the merchandise.
Oh, Christ.
60-40 split.
Well, that's the union.
Now, of course, you're giving 60.
A T-shirt, an Ozzy T-shirt, was $35 for a short sleeve.
Yeah.
And it was $90 for a hoodie.
$90.
$90.
Because me and Jim did the Beacon years ago at Dice, and it's the same split. I remember. 60-40 merch split, and that's
Plus
the
the tax, plus the 11.25 tax you put on the...
Did Dice try to make a deal? How about we go 50-50?
But they actually decided they should get more money from your merchandise than you.
No, we
got
get.
you
get
get
60? But the bottom line, they get almost half.
There's no reason for
those
that.
fucking dirtbags.
No
Almost
reason for that.
half.
No reason.
You scared me. I thought they actually went past the half point and said, no, I deserve more than you.
I wouldn't even put that past.
I know, thank you.
I am out of my mind about the merch split, and Pete will usually negotiate because it annoys me. I don't make that much on merch. It's not usually it will cover.
How is that justified?
Because they just think that you're in their house. Guys like
but
Jimmy
you made
Buffett
money for their house.
Guys like Jimmy
and
Buffett
plus, it's your material, it's your stuff, so why should they get a cut of
bringing
it?
them in, right?
And they're not giving you a cut of their fucking liquor. Believe me, I am a nasty motherfucker with club. I'm not getting a cut of your fucking drinks.
If there was a full Madison Square Garden of people going, I wonder who's going to be here tonight, but I just came here because I love coming to the Madison Square Garden, I could understand them taking that cut.
Right.
But they're coming there to fucking see you. You know, they're coming there to see whoever's there.
Ozzy.
Well, Ozzy. I mean, the overall you know. It's like they're coming to see the performer. The performer brought the people in. It's
more the
so
same
what's the balls of them saying, like, well, it's our place? Yeah, but they're fucking people.
And they will get it to 50-50. You know that.
In some places,
They will
yeah.
get it to 50-50.
Unless you're Buffett. A guy like that, and this is what I've heard.
How did Buffett get around
Because
this?
Buffett sells 60,000 seats a night. He sells out sports arenas.
So you think like Bruce has the same kind of deal?
I'm sure if Bruce is smart, he does. It probably means these guys probably get 100% of their merch. I believe they get a piece of the liquor and a piece of the parking.
Are you kidding me?
These guys, when you bring in that kind of business, you can say, okay, go fuck yourself, fuck the unions. I'll go across the street and I'll work at that 50,000 seat event. Like, they make so much money.
We need that agent.
For the fucking, we need that kind of draw power too. Like when you draw like Buffett does,
dumb joke.
You can put your own rules because he doesn't need to work Giant Stadium. He doesn't need to work there. He can work at any other arena. He can go to Philly. Wherever he wants
and
to
the
work.
people are still going to come and see
fucking
him that
guy
would have
is
come
my-
and seen him.
Rappers idolize him because the way he
crazy.
fucking does business.
So Ozzy was great there.
Ozzy was
Florentine?
great, man.
Did Norton tell you about the birthday gifts that are still?
He did.
Those are them right there.
That's them right there.
Jim, you gotta.
He said there was video of it, that he left.
Video's
But I
pretty
said,
funny.
what would be great to end that video is Jim returning the stuff.
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
You know,
lift it
that'd
up.
be a good-
Lift Jim, lift him up. Feel how the hell.
entire stack. Yeah.
He expected
like
Ozzy.
30 pounds.
He expected Ozzy and one of his guys to walk out with 18 pounds of books.
18 pounds of gifts.
Those books are legendary now, though. Those are the famous
This
books.
is the one he had, the big one. I'm showing Jim the
he had that
college.
one.
Yeah, but he liked the other ones he didn't have.
Oh, he still liked them.
10-year-old
He liked them so much he left them.
Yeah, I really I'm delusional, aren't I? If I would have just gotten this one.
Rob
little Beatles
Halford gave
one-
me a bunch of his T-shirts from his clothing line when he did our show.
Yeah.
And you know what? I didn't leave them because I liked them.
Yeah.
See?
There you go.
If you would have given him
Norton
one
talk about
book,
this?
Yeah,
he would have taken
mentioned it briefly.
He would have
yesterday,
personally picked it up and taken it if you would have given him that one book.
I know the one on 365 Days.
But
The Beatles.
like Jimmy
Probably.
always does, the overgenerous boy that you are.
I am.
You just got him too many things.
I
got
got very carried away.
too much goodness for your.
When I met Ozzy when I was like a kid, like 17 years old, he was doing some record store in New York City.
You must have been a real dick.
I was like, I'm like, Ozzy, can you sign? He's like, yeah, you sign. I go, here's my watch. It was like an $8 watch. He's like, what do I want your watch for? I'm like, I don't know. I just have it. I'm a big fan. He's like, I appreciate it, but I don't want your watch. I go, seriously, take it. What the fuck am I going to do with your watch? We're arguing over it. He's like, I'm not taking your watch. And then the security's like, just go. What is he going to do with my $8 watch?
So would have just left it there.
I know.
Someone at wherever the signing was would have been wearing your watch.
Imagine him coming home. Hey, Sharon, a fan gave me this $8 watch. Isn't this cool? I'm going to wear it for him.
Wear it. on stage.
What's wrong with me?
Probably you'd be looking at every appearance and every concert and on MTV or whatever, and just going, "Is he wearing the watch? He's got the watch on."
Sharon would have probably used it to scrape like one of the dog's shit off the run. Your $8 watch.
Should have thrown away the watch holding shit. See, using the shit to pick up the watch instead of the watch to pick up the shit because it's really a piece of shit. Just trying to.
The explanation did make it much.
Yeah, I really didn't.
No, it was good.
One didn't go across the bow like I wanted.
I love the show, man. I was blown away. I got home, I couldn't sleep. I was so amped up,
like a little boy,
dude. I was fucking just laying in bed.
Did you guys go backstage?
We went. We called for passes day of.
This means no, by the way.
No.
But
you can't get laminates day of. You just can't. There's no way to do it. It's no.
But you're Jimmy Norton.
But I didn't go through. Sharon's not going to be in town until Friday. She told me she'll be in town at the Friday show.
Why don't you just hang one of those books around your neck?
Because I would have sank to the bottom. Those are better than mafia shoes. Fucking, we got these green Ozzy Osbourne guest passes, but they didn't get you the dressing room access or any of that stuff because we didn't go through Sharon's office. If we had gone through Sharon's office, it might have been better, but there was no time.
They got you about 10 feet past the security guys.
Yeah. You're allowed
to go in a room with snacks.
Yeah, I hate those passes that aren't passes.
Yeah, they're nothing.
They get you like to the one level. You're like, fuck, it's like a video game.
It's 3 more levels.
Can't level up.
We'll try to get good passes for this next one.
Yeah.
You're gonna be holding the camera, Florentine.
Yeah, absolutely. I you know what I got video of is the famous Bill Ward.
Do you have your camera with you?
Yeah, I have it with me. Bill Ward signing Jim's picture after I videotaped
after that
it.
whole fiasco.
Yeah, with Jonathan as manager, our manager, and just
it?
it's on.
I'll try
it's in my bag.
it.
But yeah,
flight
I got that video of
it.
just that nightmare.
Nice.
Jonathan came to his manager came to the set like 4 hours early, just in case Bill got there early. And then Bill finally got there, and we're talking to him for like an hour before the show. And he goes, "All right, can you just sign it?" And Bill goes, "Nah, I don't want to sign it now. I'll do it after the show." And he just fucking panicked because he thought Bill would just go out the side door afterwards. So he's sweating the whole tape and followed him out. But he did sign it. But I got the video of it. It's great.
Was he a panicky Pete?
Oh, he was out of his mind.
Jonathan is a fucking panic. No, I'm sorry. Okay, gotta go. Jim, no, don't get upset. Jim. He's all codependent because I think he was yelled at a lot growing up. No, Jim.
He probably would have signed it himself if Bill would have taken off.
Well, I knew I was going to be seeing Bill, but just in case something happened, I wanted to make sure I got
We
it
had
done.
all these things. We wanted to run it over, like take video of it. Like, just get a replica of it and just, Kinko's or something like that and put it in a frame and film it and send it to him. Yeah. And Jonathan's like, "No, I can't. He's not going to think that's funny." I go, "Too bad. Too bad. It's not the original. He's going to have to get over it." He's like, "I can't do it."
Oh, that would be great. A copy. And
I'm like, because fucking Jim's paying for your trips to Africa. That's why.
Not on my fucking career. I'm paying for his trips to Connecticut.
I can't believe they have me on the roster and they got Robin Williams and Billy Crystal. My fucking commission check's like $1,000 a month. Theirs is like fucking 600,000. Why do they have me on there?
When I hear fucking because David travels with Robin, he was in Australia for 3. When I hear their travel itinerary, like they like when Billy did fucking he did Australia to do 700 Sundays, they bought the first class cabin on Qantas because it was cheaper than going private. So they just bought the entire first class cabin. So it'd just be Billy and his family and David and his wife or whoever went. But there was this way no one else could just bother them. Yeah. That's a nice way to
Don't
go.
Be bothered.
How much money do you think that is?
Mr. Crystal, could I get an autograph?
Go away. Go back to coach.
20 hours.
Like the common man.
Oh, fuck it. It's I just because everybody wants to know when my Atlantic City tickets are going on sale.
Of course.
Tomorrow morning, Friday morning, 10 a.m. The Saturday show, January 15th, Borgata. I'm hosting. Bill Burr, David Tell, and Jim Brewer. The show sold out in a little over 24 hours. The first one.
Yeah.
This one will sell out. It's a Saturday night holiday weekend. 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and I think my Boston tickets also go on sale tomorrow morning for. When am I there?
At noon.
You're screaming at me.
Wait, you're going back up to Boston?
I'm going, but not until when? Yeah. Oh, Kenny's got it. We don't have it here. Whenever I'm going to Boston, in May or something like that.
Oh, shit.
Just stay tuned, Boston. Stay tuned.
No, but just so you know, tickets tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Why at noon?
Is that an odd time?
Yeah, it's a stupid time.
It's a
Will that bother you
time.
now?
No.
Why, should it be like 10?
Yes, sure.
Yeah.
March 18th, I'll be in Boston. But I usually sell out at the Wilbur Theater. And by that, I mean as an artist. I do girl fart jokes.
It's funny because we were talking last night because Ozzy was doing this whole thing, which every singer does. You know, let's see how loud you are on this side.
Oh, yeah.
How about this side? I don't know. And we're like, it's so hacky, but it works. I think it's almost like a comic doing, copy. What are you eating, a donut? But the fucking hacky bit works.
Yeah, it's like I see. Let's see this side, and then everybody cheers.
Let's see who makes more noise.
When he did that, I'm like, you know what? He's probably going to go short tonight to save his voice. He takes a break for the band to play, but literally he was on stage himself for 2 hours, or a little over 2 hours at 2:15.
Were you cheering to make your side louder?
Yes, I was.
Were you happy with your side's performance?
Out of my mind the whole show. I couldn't believe the set list. I couldn't believe the set list.
How is it to stand next to Norton during one of these Ozzy shows?
He wasn't that out of control.
I'm fine, no.
Yeah, he's fine.
Big rod in his pants.
That's one thing, yeah.
Does he bop?
It's another man.
Is he a bopper?
He was on the aisle. I think he was. Yeah, a little bit. But
I move, yeah.
Yeah. We're fucking white guys with no rhythm, so we're just like, I tap my foot, I put my hand in my pocket.
Yeah.
You do the
I like
stance,
the drums when the drums
white guy
come.
Stance.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to kind of cock one leg, and you just kind of
guy.
and then you got to shift on the other leg when you get a little tired. Put your thumb in your pocket, get your neck going. Yeah,
I pop lock. Like I do the robot while Ozzy's on stage. Oh, what a fucking great show, man. I can't wait till tomorrow night. I was not going to go to 2, but I'm like, after last night, I have to go back.
Got to go again.
It's his birthday.
Will he change up the set list?
we know.
I don't know.
2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah, we know.
We so know at this
Jose,
point.
by the way, he did a good job. Jose from Liquid Metal was kind of the host. Always happy to see a friend do it, because I would hate to do it.
No.
Wait, what's that about? He was on the stage?
Yeah, introducing.
Why isn't that? That should be you.
No, they might have a different relationship with him. Who knows?
Jose
knows him.
Maybe they heard the last time you did it.
Dude, I don't blame them a bit, actually.
Wait, do we have that?
No, we don't. That was lost in delay.
Which one?
Do we have that? Last time Jimmy introed Ozzy?
No.
Oh, we don't have that?
No, we
today?
don't, thank God.
You did a great job at the tribute out in L.A. to
The
Sunset
tribute,
Strip.
the tribute itself was one thing, but the...
we don't...
Are you ready?
Like he takes his headphones off.
Come on, you motherfuckers! You're sitting at Barry Manilow concert. Are you ready? Let me hear you make some
Jimmy
noise.
hates this. Jimmy actually, he rips his headphones off and covers his ears as hard as he can.
And does his Shivo impression.
Yeah, and makes noise so we can't hear it.
You know what? It wasn't that bad because that's what you have to do at a show. The Barry Manilow thing was like, all right.
What did he do last night? Jose Feliciano?
Oh, it's just...
This ain't a Jose Feliciano concert.
Oh, was I just a cunt? I'm a real cunt. I'm taking myself off the AC show to put somebody cooler on.
No, but when you're up there in front of those animals, you know that you got to be a cheerleader. I just did that whole tour with Slayer and Megadeth for a month.
What a nightmare gig Jim
And these
had.
fucking
You told some of the
animals.
stories.
Yeah.
You got any other stories from that?
And I realized that because I always hated the cheerlead. I'm like, you have to do that half the time. Sneak in a quick joke, then go back to cheerlead and sneak in another one before they even realize, hey, is this guy fucking doing comedy up here? I don't want to hear this.
There are rules to going out and bringing on bands. We went in Philly. We did a couple and stuff.
Not allowed to touch anything.
No,
Don't touch the
I don't mean rules
microphone.
like that. I mean rules that you have to follow to get a good reaction and not tank. You got to mention the city. That'll get a fucking cheer. You got to curse. That'll get a fucking cheer. And then you mention the band. And then that gets a cheer, and you fucking leave.
Or you give it up for the opening band, Godsmack, or whatever it is.
Something like that.
Don't give one more time for
right.
Godsmack. Come on, they kicked ass up here. Boom, get a nice applause there.
The band. Don't try to fucking do anything. Oh my God! Remember the time, Jimmy, with well, I must confess, it was me. It was the monkey.
All right.
I bombed.
Yeah.
I was. We
was
were
a
playing
YSP
Kid Rock
show.
in
In Philly, Kid Rock show. We were doing stuff for tickets, and one guy actually took a freeze dried monkey. Dead monkey and stuck his dick in its mouth. And we're like, that's good for tickets, whatever.
Yeah.
It's one of those, come on down to the studio and do something crazy. Jimmy got on stage and was like, you heard the monkey thing, and people kind of,
A lot of people have heard it.
He goes, yeah. He goes, well, I must confess, that was me.
No, I said it was
something like
I
that.
said-
It might as well have been as.
I said that. I must confess, it was just me in a monkey mask.
Yes.
Implied that I was blowing the guy.
Oh.
Not a good one.
What happened? What was the response?
This is what happened.
The applause were
It
a little
wasn't good.
sparse.
I must confess.
So I jumped in and went, "How we doing, motherfuckers?"
I got it right back.
And I was there too, like, yay. We were doing good after that joke.
Motherfucker.
Yay.
You just gotta say motherfucker
Yeah.
and shit. Yeah, let's hear it, Philly! Yeah, we're Philly, we're in Philly! Yeah! And they'll cheer.
I like, see, that's why I go wrong, though. Like, when I'm at, like, sports events, I'll go, rivalry is important, but sportsmanship is more important.
Yeah, sportsmanship.
Yeah.
It doesn't quite.
We're going to rock out tonight, but let's remember to be courteous to those around us.
The bottle hits your head.
As it should. Thrown by Ozzy. Oh, am I a fucking... I'm just not a... it's like I'm an eager little fruit. I can't be cool rock guy. I'm eager fruit.
Believe me,
Well, you know,
how
because
that
Jim, feels. he's not a rah-rah guy.
Yeah.
He's not, because his stand-up's not about, like, hey, give it up for the ladies. You know, come on. Ladies, you're smarter than men. He's never been that
Not
comic.
even in Darfur would I say that.
You know, he's not one of those guys. He's never been. He's not a fucking he's just a fucking miserable, angry guy.
Holy shit.
And you don't want that as, like, especially like warming up shows like The Daily Show.
No, it's
I tried doing
yeah.
that. I got fired after like 3. I'm not one of those guys either, but
It's
we're
low-
just not.
lower
Some of the
key,
guys
yeah.
are fucking cheerleaders out there. They work perfect with that.
By the way, this is why I love Florentine so much, because he's really good.
Big cock balls.
But who doesn't love that about him? His balls are just heavy. The cock is really not what I would want. But he just knows how to make you feel better. Like, you know what I mean? Because I'm such a zilch, but he knows how to take my zilchdom and make it. He can take me from a 0 to a 4, which is, believe me, a big jump.
But I love bringing him right back to a 0. I love that.
Yeah, do you think they're going to like you? No, they're not.
Shit. You kids have a good time there.
Yeah, we really do, man.
Yeah.
His roast was fucking hilarious.
I was back to the Slayer tour real quick. I was telling Jim, my agent Pete, that's Jim's agent too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I did this whole tour for a month. He goes, look, man, bring merchandise out there. You'll sell a ton. You do a meet and greet after the show. He goes, at the big table, and you'll sell a fucking fortune of merchandise. This would be great. So I'll bring all my T-shirts. I got these T-shirts, my name on it with some skulls, little thing or whatever. So I go, all right, I'll sell them for $20 at the merch table, and I'll fucking sell a fortune. I'll plug it on stage. What happened was the headliner in these contracts, whoever the headliner is selling their T-shirt for, any opening acts can't sell for lower.
Oh, shit.
So Slayer has T-shirts for $35. So Megadeth and Anthrax can't sell theirs cheaper. So everybody's got to be $35. Now Slayer's got fucking 20 shirts of like classic album covers for $35. Megadeth's got like 15 with Mustaine on it with the fucking hair. Anthrax got like 10, and I had one with Jim Florentine with like 4 skulls in the corner. Okay, I did the math. There was 87,000 people I performed in front of over like 16 shows. I sold 3. 3 T-shirts. I bought a fucking suitcase that weighed like 90 pounds on me. I had to pay extra at fucking baggage for it. I lugged it around the country. 3.
That's $105, Jim.
3, and they took a cut.
And they took
their cut.
Wow, that is bad.
But they didn't have CDs, so I sold a lot of CDs because I could sell them
okay,
whatever
you
I
could
wanted.
sell
But
it, yeah.
3 T-shirts.
That's
I was
a
even
fuck of a deal.
I was telling my sister we're gonna have to ship more out. Probably have to ship them here. I'm thinking about all this. Nothing. Nothing.
That makes no sense for someone like, you know, you're a comic, you're not a band. And if somebody wants a Megadeth shirt, they're going to pay $35, even if you're selling yours for $20. They're not going to go, oh, I just want the cheapest shirt here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, there's some logic around that. I don't know what it is, but yeah.
But
You don't think your shirt was in high demand?
It was the worst shirt up there by far,
and just
and
one.
nobody cared.
You didn't have the selection.
It
of
was
shirts.
always, it was just in the corner by itself. It was
sad
fucking-
story. That's sad.
We got a guy in the music business saying your Jimmy Buffett thing is a little wrong.
Oh, okay.
I'm curious. Wayne in Texas, what do you
Warren
know?
Buffett. He can,
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Yes, that was Jimmy Cliff, the reggae singer. Oh, sorry.
Wayne?
Yo,
Hey, Wayne.
yeah, Jimmy does it a little different.
he has his own production company. So he'll go in and say he wants to tour 25 shows. Well, he'll bid the entire 25 shows for $120 million. And then his production company comes in there and they price out the production. Their merch split is a 90-10, and that 10% is for the administration and the taxes on it. But he's paid up front $120 million whether they sell one ticket.
But he gets a piece of the parking and the liquor, too.
No, he doesn't.
That's not what I've heard.
No. Now, like
Jimmy's in the know on this one there, Wayne.
I could be wrong. Wayne may be right, but I just say I
And you were right about the T-shirts. 90-10 is just about 100%.
No, but I mean, if it's for tax reasons...
yeah, that sounds more like a financial...
What they do is their people will sell, so you count it in, you count it out, so they have an accurate number of what's sold, and they take their 10% for tax purpose, for the state tax.
So state tax is one thing. That doesn't. I don't count state tax as a merch split, honestly, because that's you have. There are places now when you get paid at gigs, and they used to never do this, but they actually take out state tax, which makes me very angry. But you will get it back if it's.
Most of the big tours, like Ozzy's tour, U2, Fleetwood Mac a couple of years back, are all AEG Live now. So they just bid the contracts. And like Ozzy probably went into Madison and said, I want to rent Madison Square Garden. And they said, all right, you can have it for $1 million a night. And they'll take the number of seats in Madison Square, the cost of production, the cost of staffing, and they divide it into the seats and say, okay, that ticket needs to be $55. And they work on a 90% sold out ratio. At 90%, everybody starts making money. So they get it on the back end, too.
So I think he's actually, obviously you know what you're talking about, because we were talking when Jim and I sat down, one of the guys who works the Garden, we were asking about the curfew, because the union fees for curfews are terrible. And the guy said something about, well, the production company is doing it, we're not paying them, so the curfews aren't the same. So this guy's obviously right. Although I do think that maybe there's something about, I can't say where I know it from, but the person I've heard it from is a very, very reliable source.
Now sometimes, and it probably depends in different states, but if there is a liquor control, you can, just like merch, you can count the amount of bottle of liquors in, and then you have to count it out at the end of the night, and it's a contracted, cut after that 90%. It's all kind of on the back end. Unions kill your deal, because if you go over or late, or you have to take 5 hours to load out, that union clock never stops.
Right.
So they're always cutting riggers and cutting sound production guys to cut that back end cost down to make more money.
What's the
Ozfest this year? Ozfest last year was bid out at $70 million, the entire festival, and then bands that joined to play had to pay to play on Ozfest.
Right.
So,
do you
a ton of money.
Do you work for, because obviously, I could, look, if I'm wrong, I'll do my homework. If I am wrong, I'm wrong, because obviously you know what you're talking about. Do you work for, let's just say, a production company, because what kind of work do you do? Because you certainly know.
All right.
Hello?
Wayne?
We didn't hang up. That's obviously a disc. Call back, Wayne, if you hear this.
He's dead.
Maybe he's like, I gotta go. I don't want to talk. I want to know. I want to know what the fines are.
I wasn't trying to call him out. I think he's obviously knows.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I want to know what the fines are once they go over curfew, because I've heard like $5,000 a minute or $10,000 for the first 5 minutes if you go over it. That's at venues like PNC, Garden, and anything like
Who's
that.
on the stopwatch?
Oh, they are.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I know they
Dude,
are.
Tony Dennis, who's Ozzy's assistant, ran out, because Ozzy was going along, ran out, and at one point he whispered to him, and then Ozzy did the next to the last song, and right before he did the final encore, Tony ran out again and spoke to him, and Ozzy went, okay, and he put his hand out, and boom, they went right into the song. Whereas normally Ozzy would build that final song a little bit. He built it.
Cuts into the Prophets.
Yeah.
But he literally, I think Tony
Really
probably
fast.
said, you got 4 minutes, let's go. Tony probably told him,
Damn.
now you're in a time crunch, and he literally just, You didn't lose out because he did the song the same.
Sure.
Right, yeah,
But
yeah.
just like the build up to it, he kind of
Just
cut
to
in
save
half.
the
Like, this is
money.
how much time you have,
Yeah.
and then you start losing
Right.
thousands of dollars. You want to get that out of the way.
And then
yeah.
Sharon gets that bill.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's not going to be
What the
happy.
fuck were you doing? Would you? I would really not want her hollering at me.
the stage when you're losing money,
Yes.
Ozzy.
Yes.
I never get there was I think it was a K-Rock event like 8 years ago at PNC, one of those whatever fucking things they have with all the bands on it, and Limp Bizkit was big at the time, and they were supposed to go on like 6 o'clock when it was still light out, and Fred Durst was pulling some shit that he didn't want to go on during the day. But meanwhile, they had Creed, Ozzy, Stone Temple Pilots after. So I mean, you had some big bands after. So he said he was stuck in traffic, so everybody had to wait, and Sharon was running the whole thing. They got there, they went on late, and he wouldn't get off the stage, and Sharon fucking unplugged the electricity on the stage and shut down everything. Because he was going over on his
legendary
time.
story, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah,
I was
Sharon
at that
fucking-
show.
That's
the fucking mic just went out, and
hardcore.
fucking Fred just whipped
Oh,
it
you
down.
saw it live?
Oh, yeah, I was at that show,
Was
yeah.
I with you, dude? Because I was at Ozfest.
No, it was like
Oh,
one of them
okay.
K-Rock shows
Oh,
or
I'm
something like
sorry.
that.
Wayne's back. Wayne.
Yo.
Hey,
Sorry
buddy.
about that.
Jimmy, what were you asking him when his phone knocked out?
Because you obviously know what you're. Are you in production, or I mean, you might not want to say who you work for, but what kind of work do you do?
I own a production company,
Okay.
and I work for a management company.
Wait, what is the? This is what we wanted to know too. What is the fine for? Because Did you hear me just saying how Tony ran out to talk to Ozzy while he was on stage?
No.
Because as Ozzy, it was like 11:15. It was getting late, and Tony Dennis, who's Ozzy's the only guy that can be on stage besides the band, who will like run out and put his water, ran out and whispered to him a couple of times in between songs, and Ozzy, you could see, wanted to wrap up. What would the fines be if you went over curfew?
Well, it's not really a fine. It's just an additional cost. You know, Madison Square, like Nokia there, and New York City's fucked for the entertainer because
Yeah.
it's all union controlled. From the time you fucking get there to the time you load in, they've got to have a
shakedown.
hour lunch break, and there's got to be. They can't. If it takes 4 guys to fucking load in shit, you need 10.
Yep.
For the union. And
That's
so everything is, you know, it's a profit and loss. It's a profit and loss. So they have to be cut and done by, let's say, 11 p.m. If Ozzy decides he wants to sing an extra song, God bless his soul, and he does, and they don't clock out to 11:15. Well, that's another hour per employee per union guy.
So you know,
I see. Okay.
I just got a text that said if someone goes over a minute, you might as well do the whole hour.
So it's a whole hour they got charged for.
Doesn't matter if it's 11:01, it's 1 hour.
Jesus Christ! And for 10 guys that do the job of 4, it's
I know.
just, no wonder we're fucked.
Do you know
This is exactly what I was
and
saying
look,
earlier.
And I think unions are really important, but this is where I hate them because Kenny a lot of times in certain venues he'll run out to set the stool or put something on the stage, but they have a
Shits
guy
on the
that does
stage.
that. He shits on. No, I do that as soon as I walk up. But they won't let Kenny do it.
Production for Ozzy is huge. So you've got to have a certain amount of electricians, you've got to have a certain amount of riggers, you've got to have lighting guys, and they've all got to be.
Don't worry, don't
Hello?
mind me.
He's gone again.
Yeah, Wayne
He's
keeps cutting out.
The unions keep cutting them off. He doesn't want to go over.
Yeah.
I just got a text from my agent who works with a lot of bands, and he knows all the money these guys make. And he said you go over by 5 minutes, you pay expenses for a full hour. So maybe it's 5 minutes.
So they give you like
Five-
a little,
they give you a
grace
little
period.
leeway.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe.
Maybe
Pete's just using common speak and say you go over by 5 minutes, you lose a whole hour.
Now, do the employees stay till midnight if they go to 11:06? You know what I mean? No, they're gone at
No, they're
fucking
gone,
11:10, so
but
they get paid for the rest of the
They'll
fucking
take
hour.
the money. Yeah.
Oh, I disagree,
We would
Jim.
all take that deal, though, Jim. I mean,
Yes.
who are you kidding? You're the guy
I
that
fucking-
stays because they paid you?
Absolutely. I would unplug the electricity like an
I'm
airplane just to
staying, yeah.
prolong the show.
I'm staying because I'm a good employee.
Yes.
Fuck, I wish Sharon was here. I would love to ask her about that
Oh,
show.
she'll talk about that
Of course
shit.
she will. She's fucking brutal. I would love to hear her talk about that.
Oh yeah, ask if you ever ask her
That
about
little
that.
wanker. Oh, and she fucking, she really, she
Oh,
doesn't
she
pull
wouldn't
punches.
mince words.
One more try with Wayne. Wayne, your phone sucks today.
Yes,
brother.
Wayne, do you have an iPhone?
Yeah, I'm on a tour bus going from Michigan to Ohio. So
Hey, who are you doing today? Or you
Yeah,
can't
what
say?
band? Yeah, you can find what band.
I've got a little punk rock band called Forever the Sickest Kids. We're doing a little Christmas pageant.
Oh, okay.
Right on.
Christmas pageant.
Well, thanks for the call, man. It was very informative. I'm going to check my facts and see if maybe I'm wrong about Jimmy, but I was just told that by a fairly reliable source. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll just be humiliated and kill myself.
Awesome, man. We listen to you guys all the time. We love you.
Thanks, Wade.
Of course you do.
Yeah, we're talented.
You and Florence, you need to get down to Dallas, Texas, and do some comedy down there.
Yeah,
We would love to.
Yeah, I've been there a bunch of times at the Improv. I'll probably be back sometime in the spring.
All right.
Good old friends, Pugs and Kelly, they're on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
They're awesome, Pugs and Kelly.
Kelly makes the best fucking cookies, man.
Yeah.
To as you say, off-road a little bit. Her fucking cookies are better than coming in the mouth
We've all had
of
our
a
cookies.
hitchhiker. All right, Wayne. Thank you very much. We're starting to lose you again, man.
All right, Wade.
All right, man. See you.
Have a good show. Bye.
All right, we should take a break. Florentine's in the house. Mr. Jim Florentine on Twitter. The next gig is Friday, December 10th at Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club. And, of course, the metal show with our pal Eddie Trunk.
Yes.
And go JimFlorentine.com. I got merchandise, all that shit for Christmas, all that Vegas dates.
This is the Opie and Anthony Show.
Jamie Hector will be in studio soon. We got Jim Florentine in studio. Florentine's a father now. We're both fathers.
Hey, father.
My kid's almost 7 months. Your kid's about 4?
A little over 3.
A little over 3? Liking it?
Yeah, it's
a challenge, isn't it? Is he crawling yet?
No, he's not crawling yet, but just
wait till he becomes mobile. Mobile.
Locomotion.
Then your life's over.
So this is the easy part when they're just laying around.
Easy part. Can you still put him in the middle of the bed and let him just sleep?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember those days. Then it gets to a point where he just wants to catapult over the side of the bed at every moment.
See, everyone says it gets easier. You know, in the beginning it's a little tough with the sleeping and him getting up all the time, but it gets easier. But I don't see that happening because when the kid can crawl and walk, you got to watch every move.
And then he wants to explore everything, and that means trying to find everything in the house that could kill him. Your job is to keep him alive. Right. You do know that, right? That's your job. If you like take your eye off him for 5 minutes, he could kill himself. That's the job of a parent.
Right.
No joke.
Yeah, you just.
Well, you just got to take all the shit out of the room, just complete bare room. Fucking put pillows around the wall and let him fucking fall on the carpet.
I turned my back, and within a minute, he was chewing on wires that were plugged in. I'm like, why the wires? There's everything else in this place. Can't you explore the soft pillow?
That was one of the worst fucking things about going over my brother's house.
The baby proofing?
After the baby was born. He's like, I used to go to my brother's house and there's just fucking tars laying around and like bottles of beer and shit like that. And then I go over after the kid's born and he's got those puzzle piece foam mat that goes all over the entire floor because he's got wood floor.
I got it.
Yeah, he had that whole thing.
I got it.
And then other stuff like he's got this little fucking jumpy thing with the net around it. I'm
got it.
Like, what is this shit?
I got it.
There's a lock on everything. You can't even drop a deuce.
I just play sucks now.
How do I?
You know why?
Stinks.
You know why they do that now? Because the kid decides to pull himself up and drown himself
in the toilet.
Yes, your job is to just keep him alive.
My parents, my mom raised us 7 of us, stayed home. There was like every year there was another kid born. How the fuck did she do it?
I never fell in the toilet.
I didn't fall in the toilet. I didn't wear a seatbelt.
No.
The fucking windows were open.
And you're both shitty guys.
But we talked about the electric. They got covers on the electric outlets now. You remember as a kid, one of the brothers would electrocute themselves?
Of course, yeah.
And you learn not to do that anymore. Kids today, they don't get that opportunity to learn.
I stuck
from their
tweezers.
mistakes.
Yeah, I stuck tweezers in the
we
socket.
did forks and all sorts of shit.
Bam. But I was holding like the end of it, I guess, so it shorted out before it got to my hand. So I didn't get shocked. But it scared the piss out of me. Put a big mark on the wall, and the lights went out. And I think my dad probably fucking just jabbed me with the tweezers a few times, and never again. Did I fucking put anything in the socket?
My friend had this built-in pool, and we used to stick our dicks in the suction hole in the shallow end, and we would take turns just hugging it and just stand there. I don't even, we didn't even know what the fuck was on the other end. Couldn't cut our dicks off, and we just sit there for like 10 minutes. Come on, it's my turn. All right, one more second.
I gotta know, did it feel good?
It felt unbelievable.
Right now, that pool is in therapy.
I want to fuck the pool.
So you're just at the sleep, eat, shit stage, right?
Yeah.
Not moving really yet.
No.
Oh, you're so lucky. You get excited when it starts rolling over, but that's the end, because then it starts to move all over the place trying to kill itself.
If you tie it down.
Huh?
Not if you tie it down the right way.
That's the way a kid should be
Duct
raised.
tape.
Tie them to the bed till they're 18, just feed them.
Can you still change diapers without a problem?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a two-man job now for us. A major two-man
Why?
job.
What is it, union?
Fuck yeah.
It's now
It's a union job.
For every drop of piss that escapes, it's $1,000 extra.
Our kids aren't that far apart, and you don't know this yet. It's going to be a problem. For
Why
some
does it
reason,
take
he doesn't
two
want his
people?
diaper changed.
Oh.
Twisting and turning and trying to jump off the changing table.
Well, you got to say to him, look, this is counteractive to what I'm trying to do. You have to explain what counterproduction is.
Yes.
Then he'll understand. I don't appreciate you're making this more difficult than it need be. That's the way you talk to kids.
I got in trouble yesterday when I was babysitting the kid, and I kind of scared him because it was kind of. I didn't realize how it could affect him, I guess. But there's this toy, and if you spin it real fast, he gets all excited. And I think the reaction is hilarious. And my wife had to point out to me, no, that's not hilarious. He's scared shitless, but he can't run away yet. So he's making the movements of running, but he can't do it yet.
What the fuck are you doing?
All right. So I had to stop that. I didn't know. You learn.
He won't remember that. He's too young.
Yeah, they say they don't even remember until they're 3.
The first 6 months, nothing happens that you can remember. Your entire personality is formed by the time you're 2. Believe me, he'll be 18 running from something that's spinning and not know why.
They say don't even do anything meaningful until they turn 3, because then they sort of start remembering shit.
Don't have to feed him or anything?
Yeah, so don't do the Disney trip and all that shit until after 3. Yeah. Just do basic shit. Give him a bubble wrap and a box,
plastic bag and a rubber band.
Happy. Be very happy with that. Where's Jamie?
I'm just reading his Twitter, and he said about an hour ago, headed over to the O&A show with Jim Norton this morning, looking forward to meeting the whole team. So he Twittered it. Ooh. So he's probably on his way.
Yeah, we're huge fans of The Wire, but he's promoting a movie called Night Catches Us.
Yeah, it's
what is that thing?
It's
you
a true.
saw it, right?
I think it's a true story. It's based on an incident that happened with the Black Panthers. I think it's a true story, but it's about the Black Panthers in Philly in the 70s.
Old Black Panthers movement.
Yeah. No, not the new guys.
Not the new silly ones.
Nah, the old school.
The we mean business ones from the old days.
Not the ones that will politely stand outside and hold a stick, but the ones that would hit you with it.
Yeah, blow police stations. Those guys.
They didn't play games.
Was it kind of pro or?
It was just. It was
just
about
what it was.
It was much. It wasn't.
Were they honest about it?
Yeah,
but
it
am I
wasn't
interviewing you about this movie?
Because I'm white and you feel more comfortable with me.
Yes, exactly. I'll be like, great movie.
But no, it wasn't.
I'm scared white.
It wasn't about. It was about a couple of guys in the Panthers. One guy comes back, and people think that he snitched on somebody, but it's not a pro.
And they say like, hey, don't do that.
That's not quite that harsh. I mean, they do talk about it first. They're like, let's be reasonable.
Yes.
What were you feeling? Go.
And of course we know him from The Wire, and it's a show we just love.
Marlo Stanfield, yeah.
We're fanboys of The Wire, basically. Did you know they're teaching a class based on The Wire at Harvard now?
I did hear that, and it's in more than one school. There's another one that might be doing.
What are you getting out of that?
I don't know, but
I don't understand these goof classes in general. But maybe this is a good one.
The Wire. I remember asking about that. The Wire as a class, because Michael K. Williams tweets about it. I follow these guys on Twitter, and
is Michael K. coming back or what?
Yes, he is.
All right, good.
It's very interesting to me that they would teach that as a class. I don't know what the class entails. If it's about the drug culture. Because it was a very. We'll talk about it when he gets here. All I'm going to do is babble about The Wire. It's all
I never got into The Wire. I never really saw it. I just heard great things about it.
If you watch from the first, dude, it's amazing the movie because everyone, the drug dealers, the cops, the press, I think they're all treated very fairly. Like, they don't make just white cops look bad. Like, there's one scene in the first season where there's a beatdown, and it's inspired by the fucking, the black lieutenant. Like, there's so much, they don't make the white guys look terrible, and they balance it very well.
Is it better than, like, Barney Miller?
It's not quite as gritty. Barney Miller had some gritty moments.
Not as real.
Yeah, Abe Vigoda is much worse than The Wire.
Let's not forget about Fish. Fish rules.
Fish was great.
Fish was great.
I like how the Mod Squad, they had no guns, but they fucking fought crime.
Yeah, that's all they needed was unity.
Yeah, they had no guns.
They just needed unity, man.
Because they had Link. He was the black guy, can run fast.
And he scared everybody.
He scared everybody's big fro, yeah.
Did it, man.
Peggy Lipton was
they
hot,
look
though.
at Peggy. You know how hairy her pussy must have been?
Awful.
Big 70s muff.
Did you see that picture of Demi Moore from back in the day?
Yeah.
Oh, you see that?
It was unbelievable.
Fucking...
What a muff on her.
Holy shit.
Sick. Like, you don't look at her and think she'd have that. That's like that crazy fetishy hair.
That was insane.
Yeah.
It was almost like it was fucking painted on.
Yeah, it looked
was like a beard they bought at the Halloween store.
Why are you shocked, though? We all went to war. We all
spent our time in the
We're old enough
trenches.
to remember that.
I never saw one that hairy, though.
Not like that.
You never had one?
No, you never.
Where the hair's going down the legs and stuff?
No.
Or at least the top of the thighs.
No. You did?
Fuck yeah.
No. That's because you grew up on Long Island, man. There's fucking hairy chicks there.
No, I went to school in upstate
Jersey's got
New
a
York.
few, though,
Even
right?
worse.
Yeah, Jersey has a few, but
Jersey had a few.
They worked on that fucking top of the head, that hair, more than they did the No, Jersey chicks always had the landing strip. They had that, like, you know, before
Strip
anybody
club
else.
shit.
That was always the big one.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I think girls just naturally are evolving with less hair.
Human beings are.
Because it's like girls, even if they don't shave for a while, you could kind of see where it's coming from, and it's not as crazy as it used to be. Just like wild.
Whoa. Hey,
giant,
brother. I looked up and there's...
How are you?
We're just killing time, and all of a sudden I look up and there's Jamie Hector.
What's that?
What's up, Jamie? Welcome to the show, man. That's Jim Florentine, Jim Norton, Anthony,
how you doing,
Opie.
man?
What's going on, brother?
I'm well. How about yourself?
Good.
We were just talking about hairy boxes.
Yeah, we actually just got into that conversation. How we think, girls shave, and they've been shaving for years now, but it seems like naturally they're just getting less hair than in the old days when they would have like a lot. Yeah. It's my personal opinion, my personal observation. We're free to join in or not.
We forget that Jamie's an actor who's used to just doing like regular interviews. And it's the first thing when you sit down, welcome to the show. Listen, hairy pussy or not, what do you think?
Yeah, we do things a little differently.
I said, hold up, that's the reason why I went and got this coffee, which I don't drink. I said, I got to wake up, and I'm sure.
If you wake up, you'll get into that whole thing. You'll be thinking about that later.
Have you done satellite before? This is like different than any other radio.
NPR.
Oh, no.
Jesus.
Yeah.
This is
Not-
the
not
polar
having really
opposite
done
of that
satellite
shit.
before,
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. Within reason. You can curse here. It's great. It's very free-form hang.
Yeah.
NPR is just,
horrible.
You could talk about hairy boxes.
Yeah. People won't care. They'll join in. They'll call up and give you opinions. It's amazing.
I met Jay because people know we were trying to get in studio for a while for The Wire.
Yeah.
And he was hard to get. He was working. And I was at the Bored to Death premiere for 2 episodes. And I was downstairs talking to Jim Gaffigan, and he goes, "Yeah, one of the guys from The Wire was right in front of me." I'm like, "Who?" I
starts obsessing.
I really did. And he goes, "Oh, he didn't know your name." He goes, "Marlo." I fucking bolted up the steps like a girl and fucking found him outside and just attacked him. I think I creeped him out. I was like, Jamie Hector. He's like, what?
No, listen, look, Jim is cool as a fan, you understand? He came over to me. It was real smooth and humble. I was like, look, all right, let's do it. Let's take this shot.
I was panicking. I was panicking.
I could picture him doing that.
tell.
I didn't know what this. And then he's tried talking to me. He's like, "So you going to this party after the after party?" And I'm like, "No." And I just
Jimmy does get very starstruck.
I don't know how to act around
in an
guys.
adorable Jimmy way.
But Jimmy's a star. I don't get it.
But I'm not though. Like I don't know how to act around guys I like Method Man. When I saw him recently. At,
Cool cat.
He's great.
Yeah, great dude.
But I saw him like 3 years ago, and he was a big Lucky Louie fan. So he came over and he hugged me. He said, "Oh, God, you should have won an Emmy." He was just being funny. But I saw him in Newark Airport maybe 6 months ago, and I was just too ashamed. I'm like, he won't remember me, and I'll embarrass myself in front of my girl. I don't know how to act around people I like.
Or don't like.
Yeah, or don't like.
You're
I
just inappropriate around everybody.
I'm basically garbage. How would you describe, I saw Night Catch this, which I liked a lot. How would you describe it? Because I was trying to explain to Anthony It's about the Panthers, but it's really not. It's more about the interaction between these guys.
Right, it's a small piece of the Panther Party. Basically, what happens to a person when they come back from living the life of a Panther. So it's not about the entire Panther Party per se, but it's more so a small fraction of a slice of the life of those that were affected by the Panther Party and were part of the Panther Party.
Oh, and how it affected their lives.
It's like the way Tanya would describe it is as though a person was coming back from war and their life when they came back, because
How long after they're in the Panthers does it span?
Well, you know what? It's not too far after, because it takes place in 1976.
Okay,
but when Anthony Mackie's character returns, the Panther Party is no longer in effect, but my character, Do Right, is basically keeping it alive. And in trying to keep it alive, he basically doesn't want any part of that world anymore, because, it touched him severely. So many a times when I would do panel discussions for the film, you would have people in the audience and young ladies that would be like, look, my parents were in the Panther Party, and after it died down, my phone was still tapped. We were still being followed. So the effects of it afterwards, not too many people know about it, but she tries to show it in this film.
It was really well acted, and it was, because I don't know much about the Panther Party. Obviously, they wanted me to join, but whatever. I'm on the road.
You would have been great, man. All black on black.
Very covert.
I would have been the one they sent to the police meetings to get the information. They'll never suspect you. But what I'm amazed at watching you act is, because after Avon Barksdale, who was the first drug lord in The Wire, you're like, there's no way they can follow this guy. There's no way they can get an interesting guy.
Oh.
And then you came along, and, I mean, you still loved Avon Barksdale, but your character all of a sudden was as interesting as his was.
Right.
And you played a horrible, menacing guy. I mean, there really was not a lot of...
Not very pleasant.
There really was not a lot of negotiation.
No, not at all.
That's what a lot of people tell me, but, I seem to... I have that debate with a lot of... especially my young guys and young ladies in Brooklyn and Moving Mountains. Like, they tell me that he was a businessman, and I say, he was probably a businessman also, but the guy was basically his way of the highway,
Yeah.
And that was an interesting way of doing business.
There was because it was beyond just making the money. There really was a sociopathic. But there was a detachment from human life, because, there's one scene where Marlo walks into a store and he's eating a lollipop, and he just steals a lollipop in front of the old security guard. And the security guard's like, "Why'd you have to do that?" He's like, "I'm not calling you. I'm not trying to step to you." Like, the security guard makes it very clear.
Right.
I'm not looking for trouble. You don't know what happens. All of a sudden, 5 episodes later, they pull a security guard's body out of a house.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's why The Wire was so good. There wasn't a big scene where you killed him, but you just knew that he really got a fucking comeuppance for asking why he stole the lollipop.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it was such a fucking amazing role, man. And I never ask actors what motivates them, because I never want to hear it. But I am curious as to how you interpreted this guy.
Or how you get the realism like that, unless you're doing that or in the life like that.
Well, you know what? One thing that is definitely key is the writing. The way it was scripted, we didn't ad-lib or paraphrase anything. So they did a great job at that. And for me personally, it was, what we do behind the scenes. A lot of the things that we try to do, we try to keep it, how can I say, in the backpack, so that we can always keep it alive for the next project that we have to work on also. So, I mean, most of the ways that I would say is certain books that I read, certain songs that I listened to, and just preparing early in the morning. When I say preparing, I mean just basically being in the zone for that character.
Did you see, there's a scene where Prop Joe, which is one of my favorite scenes in the whole... If you don't know, anyone who knows the show in the last season, Prop Joe's a big character, and he thinks he's going on a trip, and then fucking Jamie shows up with his guy.
Escape.
Yeah, who is Chris? Was Benge his name is?
Benge, yeah.
Yeah, we've had him in.
What up, Benge?
Yeah, we had him in.
And literally, he plays a horrible murderer, and he's like the nicest guy on the planet. He really is nothing like the guy. But they show up, and it's such a chilling scene where Joe knows he's about to be killed, and he's trying to negotiate, and you're like, just close your eyes, Joe. It won't hurt. And I'm thinking, like, are you actually just trying to be nice? Like, you have to kill him. Are you enjoying killing this guy?
You know what? For a character like Marlo, I think that's just a way of life for him. And it's as Snoop said in the car. She was like, "Look, it's my time to go. I gotta go. This is the life that I lead, and I know this is part of the life that I live." Just like Do Right, he understands the life that he lives is basically to protect the community and serve the community, and night catches us. Marlo understands, from what I believe, that he understands that, look, we got to die. You know you got to die. This is the life you live. If you try to escape this life, you'll come back to this life. So just take what you got to get.
That's some ruthless shit, man.
That's real, though. This is corporate America. This is what we do, but it's just on the street level.
And that's that's so why I'm not cut out for that life, because I would beg and plead immediately. I go, look, I didn't mean it. The whole thing was a joke. I was nervous. Did you grow up? There was an incident you were at. You live in Flatbush now, or East Flatbush?
I live in Crown Heights.
Okay. Did you grow?
No, I don't live in Crown Heights anymore. I actually live in California.
Oh, you're okay.
Right.
Did you grow up in that type of an environment? Was that like when you were coming up? Did you see that a lot when you were a kid?
No, I mean, what I saw when I was a kid, I mean, I was surrounded by love. I was part of a theater company when I was 16, 17 years old, Tomorrow's Future Theater Company. There was a lot going on, and you see it because it's in the environment of Brooklyn alone. Even if you live in downtown Brooklyn, Fort Greene, Brooklyn, it's an experience, you know, but I experienced more of the love. You understand? The family love, the community love. But of course, you got your drama and things going on around the corner.
Here's the thing I love about Jamie. There's like I overact everything. If it wasn't for overacting, I would never be on film. I really do. It's like I always look scared. Like, what's he scared of? Nothing. That's calm love. He's showing. But you never. It was almost like I watched you do scenes where you hardly moved, and I was awed by that. To just be able to talk and project this thing that I'll never be able to do that.
And still be compelling, yeah.
It's chilling to just, because somebody who's just talking to you and not moving.
That's some scary
reptilian.
But it almost was. It was like you were just being watched by, I don't want to say a reptile to be insulting, but by that mentality.
But, you know, because the funny thing is when you actually look at the other characters, especially Marlo, you kind of look at people as though they're smaller than you. Like they don't really exist as numbers, you know?
Right.
You're a number, basically, and, you know, you're going to be utilized for your purposes or moved out the way. So, in looking at people like that, you just basically can look through them, especially when you're doing a scene with somebody that's really not supposed to exist to you, if they're not worthy of anything.
That's exactly how we feel working here. That's how they talk to us.
A number.
I was wondering why our bosses didn't move at all when they speak to us. Because we really are numbers, just that we're all zeros. Can I ask somebody, can I have water? I asked Kenny for water. I know I'm dying. He probably didn't get the text.
Oh, poor Kenny. Look at him. Oh, he's got his glasses on and everything.
Man, you guys look like y'all have fun up here, man.
Oh,
walking through here, look,
it's
for
crazy.
the world, if you don't know, walking through, just getting off the elevator and coming down the corridor, it was amazing. I mean, it's like the kind of place you would want to come to work every morning.
If all the bosses suddenly died, then I can understand it would be great. But yeah, it's one of those. You know,
have a way to
take the
make
bad
it
with the good.
a real bummer for some reason, because it should be the easiest job on the planet.
For the 4 hours that we sit here and just bullshit, it's great.
Amazing.
It's great. But then once you see like one of them come walking down the hall, you're just
problem.
like, oh, here it comes.
Oh,
a meeting
man. The
about
true suits.
something or some kind of guy justifying his job.
It's like Good Night, Good Luck, right? You saw that film?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
saw the boss on the top?
Yep.
I don't step into your business, but when I step into your business, you got to move and make
Yeah.
it shake. Yeah.
That's why I leave. They usually have to replace the door every day. I leave my silhouette in, running to the elevator to get the fuck out of here every day, man. I don't like dealing with any of them down the hall.
I hear that.
I just, I got lucky and fell into this. I'm not a deal with management kind of guy.
Thank you.
The movie, though, Night Catches Us.
Right.
I was asking Jimmy because he saw it. I unfortunately did not yet, but I will.
Thank you.
Does it? I know the Panthers is just a small part of probably the vehicle of the rest of the story, but what kind of light does it portray the Panthers in? Is it trying to portray them in a good light, a bad light, or is it just this is what it was?
Well, it's, you know, it's not trying to portray them in a bad light at all. It's just exactly what it was, how they were affected, and how the pamphlets that were put out were actually put out by the feds. And they're just trying to tell you a true story about a young lady and a gentleman that comes back into town and how they were affected by the Panthers. So it's basically being portrayed in a good light, and it's about the Panthers, but it's basically also giving you the opportunity to see it for what it really was. You know, how it was really affected. And it's just that they were humans. You know, sometimes you find out when you read history, you'll find out that they were also dehumanized, as though they were not strong enough to make wise decisions. You know, But when you watch this film, you realize that they were humans and that they were characters and they were people that basically just wanted the basic necessities of life. So they became community organizers and leaders to try to make that happen and push it forward. So they're trying to put it, I mean, I think Tanya's trying to basically put it at a level where you can see that these people were just basically regular people that were pushed to a limit and wanted to make something happen and affect change.
I like films like that because a lot of times certain groups are portrayed in one way, and it is kind of a mechanical machine. You don't think of them as individuals or people. And when you can see that in certain movies, I think that's really good. A lot of times you'll see movies on insurgency and stuff. You'll see, because you'll just see Allah Akbar and fire something off. But then when you see them as people, you kind of start going like, wow, you know, that's a guy that's got some kids. And
it's when you don't see it as a caricature of
not action movie type bullshit. You know, here's the bad guy, here's the good guy kind of a thing.
Like that's what I don't mean to obsess over The Wire, but that was to me the great part, or the great part of the movie Crash. It was like everybody is vilified and everybody is kind of given a certain redemption. It's like they really humanize everybody.
That's right.
You see the drug dealers showing mercy and having hearts, but then you show them being complete motherfuckers and being disloyal, and you show the cops being disloyal, but then you show the cops doing the absolute right thing. There was no, like, you couldn't watch it and get mad and go, oh, it's bullshit.
That's why I like an honesty like that in a movie, where it's like, whether I like it or not, you know, I'd rather see a kind of an honest assessment of what people were doing or how they were feeling, acting during that time. So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Did any of it affect you? Watching the Wire, because I know you guys would tape, you wouldn't actually sit there and watch the episode in a room together. Did any of it actually catch you off guard? Like you didn't know something was going to happen, or did you see the full script every time you did an episode?
We would see the full script. We would see it like maybe a week and a half before we had to shoot. And, you know, every time we get a script, we run through the pages like, damn, who's going to die next? Because, you know.
Start wiping people out.
Start wiping people out. You know, this is the value of life is not that, you know, high over there. But then again, when you're in the political realm, when you find out that people are getting pushed out and the way they play in that arena, it's like you might run for mayor today, but your boy's going to stab you in the back.
That was good too. I mean, I only caught, I think, a couple of seasons. I still have box sets to catch up on, do a marathon. But from what I saw, I loved that whole thing with, you know, the again, good guys were just as shitty and corrupt.
And politicking.
And the politics as the bad guys that they're trying to, you know,
no one is safe.
Put out of business.
You know, that's what it's trying. I think it's basically trying to tell you also, no one is safe and there's no 100% good guy. You know, everybody has flaws, but some people just cover them well.
Yeah.
You know?
And under the guise of being a politician, so you're the good guy, but you're doing just as scummy shit as the dealer. That's exactly. That's
just on another level.
Who was the hardest one for you to watch get killed? I heard Michael K. Williams interviewed, and he was talking about it was hard for him, I think, to watch Bodie get killed because he had worked with him for a long time, and just to see him go. Was there one that you watched and you were like, oof?
You know, I started the third season, so every time from what what they did on the show was whenever somebody was going to get taken out, especially if he was a part of the show for a while, we would all come down to set when it was lights out. So, but for me personally, of course, it wasn't very difficult for me because, you know, you have lights, cameras, you have action, you have, okay, boom, this, that, and the third, and then you have to do the shot. I mean, we shoot the scene multiple times.
Right.
But Bodie was a trooper. But one of the most... The one that affected me the most, I would have to say, was Prop Joe. Prop Joe's a thespian. The man is amazing as far as his talent goes. And when you guys get a chance to watch it, you'll see what I'm talking about. Because if you see him in other works also, but just doing that scene with him, you know, and knowing that he's been a part of the show since the beginning also, and me actually being in front of him and it was just an emotional moment. But I mean, at the same time, it was emotional, but you know, you get pulled out of that because it's work.
You realize, it's work.
You realize it's work. Lights, cameras, action, boom, boom, hit your mark, turn around. And that scene with Prop Joe, it took me, I had maybe 4 lines, and I could not get the lines. Like, I was so focused on him. My lines was like, I couldn't get the lines in order. So I would say the lines backwards. And it was very important that those lines be said correctly. So Andre Roy was sitting in the back, was like, "You got to get it, man." And Ed Burns was like, "Listen, we need this line this way, you know. So you do, you don't." I mean, I forgot the lines exactly.
Oh, the lines were chilling. One of them, Prop Joe said to him, "I treated you like a son," and you're like, "I'm not meant to play the son." Wow, that's a really hard one to negotiate with.
A true sociopath.
Wow. Is that? Where do you go from there? Because he really was good to your character.
No, but look, you want to say Prop Joe was good, but the reality is the man pushed a lot of buttons. Look, you're in a world where, look, it's life or death, right? And you got to live or you have to die. And you looked out for me, but in reality, if you got to pinch my head, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
That's Prop Joe. So I'm not made to play his son, because if you have to take me out, you will set me up, because he was the one setting. He was the true boss.
That's true.
If you really look
the puppet master kind of.
He was the puppet master, you know? So he can actually take me out if he wanted to, which he probably tried also.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think of it that way, because what was the line? I don't want to do your lines to you, but there really was only a few of them, but boy, did they really hit home runs.
Jim Crazy.
They were great. It was, he's like, look, he's trying to negotiate. He's like, oh, I'll just go away. And you're like, look, we both know you'd be up to mischief in no time. You can't leave this any more than I can. And then he tells him to close his eye. Close your eyes. It won't hurt.
That's pretty chilling right there.
But it was almost like the only gentle moment.
He's killing someone. Yeah,
dude, that scene I watched over and over again. Because I've never seen The Wire had, whenever they killed somebody, they humanized all these killings where you felt every one. They didn't just, again, they didn't cartoon them where, dead drug dealer. You know what I mean? Right. The only one that they kind of showed indifference to was Omar's killing, because I think they wanted you to feel like this is how
it really is.
This is how the streets view a guy like this. Like, yeah, he's your hero because he's on the show. But in real life, his body bag gets mixed up and nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cries when he dies. Nobody gives a shit.
No. At the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know what else is a chilling scene in a movie that's sort of reminiscent of that is Saving Private Ryan, where the Jewish kid is having a fight with a big Nazi and knockdown drag out upstairs, and he takes the knife. And he finally the Nazi overpowers him, and he's pushing the knife right into his chest. And as he's doing it, he's just looking at him going, shh, shh, shh. Like telling him to just be quiet. It'll be over in a second. Just going to fucking stick this bayonet in your chest. That was probably the hardest part of that movie to watch.
And difficult to watch.
Oh.
Right.
Because it's so brutal. It's like, God damn, that probably happened. You know?
Yeah, but the shushing, nobody wants to be shushed.
Not shushed when you're
Because shushing
because you're going to be shushed for the rest of your life.
Yeah, it's like, look, I have until Christ comes back to be quiet. Can I at least talk for a second here?
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's and you also know that your begging and your pleading is to no avail.
It's just worthless. You can't bargain.
It's like in Reservoir Dogs, where Michael Madsen is like...
Oh, yeah. I don't care what you say.
Yep.
What you don't say.
Yeah, I'm going to torture you anyway.
I'm going to torture you. Doesn't matter. And you knew he was gonna.
Yeah.
That was it.
You remember that scene when he cuts the cop's ear off?
I mean, but just the fact that you can beg and plead. And that's the reason why, for me, movement is life. No matter what you do, don't beg, just move. Move, shake, move, and do what you have to do to get out there. Like Prop Joe, if he would have just moved, like grabbed,
something.
You know.
But he sat there and he took
it. But it's scripted that he actually has to sit still, but in reality, it's like, move.
Yeah, but he was fat and he probably couldn't have run too well. And he didn't exactly come alone. He just kind of nodded at the guy behind him. Well, let's not forget to mention that fucking Chris Partle had a fucking pistol at the back of Prop. This wasn't a voluntary suicide. Fucking Fat Joe in his old house at the kitchen table. He was in front of him, and there was a guy behind him pointing a pistol at the back.
The old just in case.
Just in case Fatso tries to make it out the front door. I've got that angle covered.
Also, it was like when Dennis Hopper in True Romance knows he's going to die, and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna piss these guineas off.
He just gave it up.
Yeah, he just
asked for a cigarette,
look,
and he goes,
I'm gonna let me just enjoy this cigarette because I'm gonna fucking die.
I'm gonna give you a speech you don't want to fucking hear.
And he knew that. I think he wanted to be killed quick too, so he knew that if I fucking make them angry enough, this guy will just grab a pistol as opposed to torturing him.
I brought it back to True Romance. I remember that's when I was in the city on 50th. I actually snuck into the movie theater to go.
That $2 movie theater, right?
Stuck.
That $2. I fucking used to go there all the time, man.
Yes, indeed.
It's $2.
I snuck into the movie theater for $2, and I'm still sneaking in.
Yeah,
you know, I connect you with the guy.
And then you'd like 2 or 3 movies. Yeah, and it wasn't playing there.
Yeah, man, True Romance.
Because nobody saw that movie when it first came out because it had Christian Slater and he just did a couple of romantic comedies and it was True Romance. It's like, ugh. But I read it. I remember reading a review when Tarantino wrote it. I'm like, I gotta go see this. This is gonna be good. And nobody saw it in the theater though.
Yeah, you are kind of a little bamboozled by the title.
Yeah,
there.
you don't want romance.
Yeah,
but it was a good film.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was fucking. It was well directed. The dialogue was amazing,
and more ruthless stuff like Gandolfini.
That's how he got the role of Tony Soprano.
Tony Soprano, yeah. When he's in that hotel room with what's her name?
Patricia Arquette.
Yeah, Patricia Arquette, and he goes, "Turn around for me, spin around for me."
No, the other way.
The other way. And she gives this turn like, "Oh, he wants to look at my ass or something."
Right.
And she turns, and he fucking was waiting with her right hand, and just slams her in the face.
And that grin he makes, that smile he makes,
he kind of twists his head a little and smiles like,
that felt good.
They fall for it every time. You know, this fucking ruthlessness. I don't know what it is, but people really do enjoy watching that ruthlessness on in movies and television. It's just something that grabs you like, fuck, that is bad.
That unpredictable.
Really. Yeah.
Yep. That you know, people love the bad guy.
It gets you like it frightens you in a way like, God, how do you handle a situation where no one cares? This person, there's no magic word.
Nope.
There's nothing you can say to make this guy give a flying fuck about you. You are dead or getting the shit beat out of you or whatever. It's just ruthless.
People love the bad guy because it's a safe chance to interact with the bad guy. It's like you can always interact with good guys, you know what I mean? True. But how can I get close to a bad guy and see how he is without having to suffer? And I think
consequences of being around that person.
Yeah, because normally the consequences of being around a bad guy are either you go to jail, or you're killed, or there's something bad happens to you.
Do you find is it easier to play a bad guy, a good guy, funny guy? Like what's more difficult? You've been in theater since your teens. I mean,
yeah, you know what? All of the roles, just approaching the roles to me is reading the script, enjoying it, and then saying, okay, it's a go. In regards to just working on a character, but it's not really difficult in playing one or the other.
You ever look at something though and say like, I don't think I can do that, or not a part that doesn't fit you, but you don't think I can pull it off? Do you ever
know
think
what?
That?
Sometimes it would be something that's just like the experience that maybe I haven't experienced it wholeheartedly, and it would have to take intense research on it. And I would just look at it like, hold on, I'm trying to think of a character off the top of my head that I would say would be probably difficult or would have been difficult for me to approach. But when it comes to me, I'll let you know. But it's just basically something that is probably something that would take a whole lot of experience and a whole lot of time on this earth for me to even understand it. So,
but is it easier to play the first question I was asking, like bad and evil, than it is to play good and like happy?
No. For me personally,
no?
It's like given the opportunity to play a good and happy guy. I think I would do a great job because I'm a happy person. And to translate that into screen.
See, I'm miserable. I think I could play an angry guy.
I'm grateful. Yeah. But you know, it's funny. If you're miserable, you'll probably be better playing a good guy.
Playing a good guy?
Because, you know, most of the time it seems like the opposites of what you get to play on TV.
Same with comics. Maybe. Comics are way better dramatic actors than comedy actors.
Right.
Jim would be Jim's a way better dramatic actor than a comic actor.
That's only because I couldn't be worse as a comic actor. By process of elimination, I therefore have to be better. You know, it's mathematics.
That kind of showed that.
Mathematics.
Bob Kelly. On Louis' show when he was playing his brother and he was all upset about the mother and stuff. And I'm watching this going, that's fucking Bobby. He's like crying and shit. He's
good actor.
Right. You watch him crying.
Filled with emotions.
Doing. Yeah. It's really odd.
They're teaching a course at Harvard on The Wire.
Yeah.
Sure.
Did you show up for that?
You know what?
And
speak
in front of the class?
Course. What we showed up to Harvard. Harvard actually presented myself and Michael. Mike was up here, right?
He was on the show when we were in the old studio. He's coming back, but he had I think, a death in the family, so he had to reschedule.
That's right. Well, they presented us with an award at Harvard.
Wow.
It was amazing. So yeah, we actually sat down and
at least he got one award.
Well,
Jesus
right?
Christ!
A little bit of love.
Fucking amazing.
Well, what was the course about?
The course is about Harvard.
Obviously The Wire, but I mean, in what?
You know what? I didn't get full details, but it's about the social effects that people don't get a chance to experience. And because the way that they addressed the students at Harvard is, look, you guys are the haves, and then you need to understand the have-nots. And you get a chance to look at The Wire from a political standpoint, the streets, the Board of Education, all of these institutions that people don't really get a chance to see as a whole. You actually get a chance to watch it. And from what I understand, they view a couple of episodes, choose which one they want to address, and then I think they write a paper on it, and then they come to class with it.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a great class that'd be.
Jeez, I could go to Harvard.
No kidding.
No, right?
If that's one of the classes.
You know, it's
Watch TV.
That's a way better class to
Love
take
that.
than the horse shit I taught.
I would write 3 pages on why didn't he just pay for that lollipop? He had the money. But why would you risk getting in trouble?
The professor, Jimmy, I think you missed the point.
And that leads to what you were going to say, Jimmy, about the awards. No awards for The Wire, which just amazes
That drives
us to this day.
crazy.
Not a one. What do you think that's about?
I guess everything in time. I mean, you fast forward.
You think that was a political thing, or?
You know, look, like everything in time, I guess. You know, because you sit back and you watch so many. You know what? I don't know the answer to that question, to be honest.
It's crazy.
So
it really
I'll
is.
leave that one in the air. I'll let you guys answer that question.
Did it get any nominations, though? Did it get a writing nomination?
It did. Now, actually, I believe we won.
Okay.
For writing?
In season 5?
No, not season 5. I can't remember the exact season, but we did win.
Certainly
for
not
something.
season 2.
All right.
It's funny. People.
I like season 2, but it's very different than 1, 3, 4, and 5.
But
obviously.
it shows you. You know, it exposes what's going on.
The docs.
Yeah, the docs I thought were great. It was
It gets better the second time you watch it.
because you know that each season's going to change. Like you had this whole cast of characters, and then all of a sudden in season 2, there's all these dock workers. You're like, what's shows? And then they killed fucking the lead from season 1. He gets choked in jail, and you're like, oh boy.
Oh yeah, Larry Gill.
Yeah.
What's happening, Larry? You know, the docs. The beautiful thing about the docs to me is that it exposes. Everyone always asks the question. Look, they don't make guns in New York. How does the guns come in New York? Where all these drugs and guns and everything coming in, and they expose it on the docks. You know, coming through the harbor, and they also touch into the lives of the people that are being affected by it. People are struggling, and if you're struggling, if you're working at the airport and you're making $2 an hour, it might just turn the other cheek if somebody offers you $50,000 to do some dirt. You know, just like the docks. You know, somebody turns around and they're not getting paid, then they may just open up to people that are offering them more money so they can feed their families. Not that we agree with that, of course. You know, we basically say, you know, us good people, we'll say, look, take the $2 and just, you know,
go about your business.
But, you know, on the docks, they said something different.
It's really weird seeing Jamie. I realized one thing during the interview I didn't understand. It was like, he looks different. I'm like, oh, it's a smile.
I was going to say the same exact thing.
I never saw you smile.
He didn't smile once in The Wire.
No.
I had teeth.
Thank you, Kenny. I never saw you smile in The Wire. I can't get over how. I think you only yelled once in the series. There's only one time he yells.
Where I broke my cool.
Yeah, and that was in jail, and he was annoyed that his guy was trying to tell him what he should. She's like, you don't need that on your mind, and he yells about, don't tell me what I need on my mind.
It's like, you know, it's like corporate America. You don't want to micromanage the people that you have, but at the same time, you want to know what the hell's going on. You want to know what's going on the bottom floor, but you don't want to have to come back and ask you. So if people are running around screaming your name out on the streets and trying to embarrass you and trying to call you a little guy, then you basically want to know. But they felt like they could have handled the situation themselves, but they couldn't.
And that was the only time he raised his voice in, I guess, 2.5 seasons you were on? Which is really amazing. Wow. All I would have done was yell lines. Like, hey, you! Oh, yeah, I've got drugs for sale, bub. Yeah. And I just, bub.
I love Jimmy's acting examples.
But they're all very accurate. They're actually better than I would have done it. But to me, to see somebody, I've never seen a guy so ruthless played so quietly, and that to me was with the most amazing. Like they did those drug commercials years ago for anti-drugs where they just had silence. And remember those commercials? There was no words, there was no noise, and then you look up and there was something happening.
The sound was broken on your TV,
yes.
Jimmy.
And then you fix the rabbit ears and go. Oh. But they said that the reason they did that was because people will look when they hear nothing.
Oh, right, like something's broken, so you'll take a look
up at the television, and it was like that was kind of what. Maybe I'm overanalyzing it, but to me that was the most amazing part. It was just so quiet and so silent, and but it wasn't boring. It was ruthless. I'm talking a lot right now.
Well, you know, it's funny
you, Jimmy.
In meeting with Ed and David, when I went and read for the part, I think they were looking for that kind of a quality. You know, because if you take away everything negative that Marlo as well as Avon and Stringer Bell, all the negative that they did, then you realize that they're disciplined individuals, basically going after what they want, and they're focused. They have tunnel vision, and they go after what they want, and they get it, however they get it. So I think they wanted to see that sort of discipline and that sort of drive in the character, even if they're doing it without words.
Were you guys annoyed too? Because now everybody now I did an episode of Bored to Death, and I was on actually with Dominic.
Dom Lom.
Yeah,
what's going on, Dominic?
Yeah, he was I wasn't supposed to be him. It was supposed to be another actor who I guess had other commitments or got fired, whatever happened. And I show up in the van, and he's in the van.
Wait.
I'm like, it's you. And
genuine guy.
Oh, he's fucking great, man. He is what a great dude. But what was I mentioning him?
I don't know.
Just to mention.
No, I did an episode.
You were name dropping.
Yeah, you were name dropping.
No, I wasn't. I did an episode of Bored to Death.
Like,
and then he goes, no, I wasn't.
You're just like Jamie Hector is what you're trying to say.
Well, yes, men like he and I. But no, I actually had a point and I fucking forgot it.
What, his birthday was coming up and you got him Beatle books?
Just to catch you up, those books.
Don't tell him.
I'm an Ozzy Osbourne fan, and he was in studio, and I bought him birthday gifts, and he appreciated them, but then forgot them when he left.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday, Ozzy. You have some great gifts over here.
Yeah.
They were wrapped and everything, Jamie.
Wow.
I wrapped them
too.
Oh
Yes,
my God!
there was a
Ozzy
whole
unwrapped them on the fucking show.
He unwrapped on the
Yeah, he was
on the
like,
show.
oh, this is fantastic.
When you
And
get
then-
an Ozzy Osbourne a gift, you don't have to wrap it.
All right.
Did you wrap it yourself or you got it wrapped
No, I had the gift shop people do it at the bookstore.
with a bow?
No, I didn't get a bow, but
All
if they
right.
offered one, I probably would have. Just fucking queer it up.
He did tell Ozzy that he had a gift card in case Ozzy wanted to return the books.
Yeah, like I get a gift receipt. I'm like, if you want to bring them back,
right?
I did give him a little card. You know how it is. Do you have a hero? You gotta have an idol.
Turn it around.
Of course, I'm moving it along. It's humiliating. It's like you're showing him footage of me blowing somebody. Here, look at Norton. What do you have a? Who's somebody you've been nervous meeting? Do you have an idol?
No, I'm not nervous meeting anybody, really. But, I mean, people I respect are regular, everyday people. My mother, hard worker, her entire life, you know? and I appreciate that.
But you're not starstruck by people?
Nah, well, I appreciate the work, and, the closer you get to people, you realize that you have more in common than you have different. And I just dig socializing with people, but I mean, not truly starstruck.
Is there an actor you idolized growing up?
Man, I always loved the ones that I think everybody truly do love. I mean, like Denzel. I love his work because, in watching him, especially in Malcolm X.
Yeah.
And in watching him and The Great Debaters and all of these projects, I truly enjoy watching Denzel, watching Daniel Day-Lewis and what he does and how he prepares for projects and understanding his work, the method of his work and how he approaches his work. I truly appreciate that also. But there's so much, it's like so difficult to narrow it down because I don't really love just the actor, I love the film. So it's for me, it's a combination of the work.
But if you were doing a film with Denzel and you knew it was his birthday, would you go out and buy him Beatle books and get him wrapped? And then say, look, if you don't like him, here's a gift card. You can bring him back.
Yeah, I probably would do that, though. But it probably would have been a Jay-Z album and a Nas album.
Just leaving it on the console, all dejected.
But Denzel, I'm sure.
Denzel leaves him in his trailer.
Yeah.
I know why I mentioned Bored to Death.
Okay.
Because I met Dominic. No, okay, that's not why. It was because Ted Danson, who's
Ted Danson
is the lead in that. It was talking to him and watching the way the other actors treated him with such reverence because he was a part of The Wire. It was like the business, they were all like, because Ted Danson was like, you have a minute? And he's walking, he's like, The Wire. It's like everybody just wants to talk to these guys about the Wire. It's almost like it's so annoying that it didn't get the acclaim it deserved, but people in the business love fucking actors, love it. Like, anybody who's got respectability loves the show. So you'll have that forever, which has got to be at least.
And that's basically the acclaim right there,
Yeah.
Understanding that we none of us did it alone. Like Marlo, Dom Lom, none of us we could have never done the show alone without the writers, without the cast. So it was really a cast, the ensemble cast. But at the same time, disregard the awards because the truth is the love that you receive from the people that truly appreciate, and you got it. You know, when people script a screenplay or you have it on screen or a television show, you want the people to get it. You know, even though it's your baby, you really want the people to understand what you're trying to convey. And when that happens, it's like, dang, it happened. You know, you really dig the show. You really appreciate the work, and you're not looking at Marlo or Avon Barksdale or Stringer Bell or Bodie as drug dealers. You're looking at them as humans that basically was raised in an environment that produced this kind of a person, and they took it and ran with it. And the effects and the positive and the negative of that also. So, you know, that's basically the acclaim right there, and that's what we appreciate.
You seem like a very like intense technical actor, like somebody that, because I noticed from just talking to you, I've talked to other actors that just kind of, I show up and, you know, get a part and think, what the fuck, or do that and stuff. But you seem like you really study this and really know the art of acting.
That's what I like that the most.
Yeah,
for real. Like, it's funny because I was talking about rappers yesterday, so I was on YouTube. I don't want to forget exactly what you said, but this has something to do with it. And I was basically...
That's fine. I'm just babbling till 10.
See, we're good actors, too.
The way you address acting is exactly how he doesn't address radio.
That's what I'm talking about.
Fuck, man.
I was on YouTube yesterday, and I was putting on Cool G Rap and Big Daddy Kane and Rakim and Nas and Jay-Z, and I was saying, dang on it, you know, these dudes are true artists. Like, they really appreciate the work. Ghostface, Raekwon, because they're still here today, really trying to put out the work. And for me, that's what I love. I just love the intrinsic value of the craft. Like the
because like I said, do you look at the way other people approach acting when you're working with them and think like, you know, this guy's not taking it as seriously, or
nah, not really.
As long as the job gets done,
as long as the results. If you get the results, the way that you throw it up against the wall is up to you. Some people approach it differently. Some people external, they come out and it's like they rather wear it than come from the inside out. Hey, if it works for you and if you get the job done, let's go. You know, I'm gonna respond off of you though.
Yeah. Do you really have to know a character? Do you really study who you're playing, or
that's what works
can
for
you?
Me.
Yeah, that's what works for you.
That's what works for me.
So, how much of yourself though are you putting into a character, or do you just really literally take who you're playing and try to portray that?
Well, it starts off with me.
Yeah.
The truth. It starts off with me, but then just exploring the character. Hopefully, what you explore, you can actually apply that into yourself also. You understand? So
but it's something and obviously that's why you're an actor. It's something I just can never fathom. Like I would always put, I think, too much of myself in something, and I'd feel odd trying to portray somebody else.
Right.
I don't know. It's just, that's why I really.
But that's where the quiet time comes in also.
Yeah.
Yeah, the quiet time, the observation, the you know, just the being around other people that you would like to portray. I'm sure you can, if you had to play Jim right now, you'd probably be able to do it.
Sure he could.
You're around him every day, right?
Yeah, just get a tranny. Just get a tranny. Hate yourself. Put on 10 pounds in your man tits. I'm very easy to play.
10 pounds?
No, 10 pounds of man tits. I'm in such a self-hatred spiral with my body.
But isn't it tough to audition when you have to play off another actor, when they're just reading lines, you know, sitting behind a table, and they're doing it just like, so why'd you murder that guy? And then you got, you know, it's tough. I've always had a tough problem with that. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, I think that's why some people just can't audition. It's kind of difficult sometimes for people to audition. You know, they want to see your work in an audition room, but the reality, if the person that's reading with you isn't giving it to you, you have to be prepared for that person. Also, like, and if they just don't do it, then you have to act like they're doing it. Some people don't do that well. It's better off to just, you know, put them in a room with somebody that's doing it, or I don't know where they offer people parts out here as far as like work, but some people work way better on set.
Now, when you got these parts, did you have to do it in front of, like, you know, just a producer, some woman just reading the lines flat, or did you?
No. Fortunately for me, I had the opportunity of doing it in front of someone that was passionate, someone that took time to read it and ask a couple of questions about the character.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, you're reading with that person and you're feeling something.
Yeah,
But-
just someone chewing gum, talking.
There's nothing worse.
I had that with someone before where they just grabbed the script and it was just like, all right, you ready? Yeah, let's go. Yeah, by popular demand. Okay, okay.
And now you got to react
And
with
you
the
have to
emotion
respond
that you
to
would
that.
if they had done it properly. Wow.
That's where your work comes in. And hopefully it kicks in.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
this
yeah.
kid's a fool. let me figure out how I'm gonna maneuver around this cat.
Yeah.
Well, it's when you're going on
man.
tape, it's hard too because every mistake is like every eye thing. It's like when you watch yourself on tape, like oh.
Rewind it and see it 20 more times.
I took a class on there. It didn't stick, but I mean, I remember what he said. Where if you look down, but it's amazing what you lose on a taped audition.
Oh yeah.
And I did one recently. It was for the Alec Baldwin Meryl Streep movie. It was where they're like a divorced couple who's it was horrible.
I love that film. No,
Oh, did you like it?
yeah,
I didn't see it. Just I auditioned for it, so I hate it because I did terrible. Was there a part for a hotel doctor in that? Do you remember there was a hotel doctor?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you do remember?
Yeah, I saw that movie too.
I auditioned for the hotel doctor.
I'm trying to remember who got it.
Anybody but me would have been better. My audition was so bad. I realized while I was doing like I'm bombing, and I said, "Can we just stop and I'll restart it?" Because sometimes that shows them that you're willing to do that. Jay Moore did that when he was auditioning with Tom Cruise for Jerry Maguire. He wasn't happy with it. Jay, if you're listening, I think that's what you did. And he goes, "All right, can we start over?" And they loved the fact that he had the balls to do that with
without a doubt,
with Tom Cruise. And they did, and they gave him the part. But it didn't work that way for me. I said, "Can we start over?" And the casting director says, "No. I'll just edit at the end before I send it." Oh, which no one's going to edit and make a good performance out of a piece of shit performance.
You know you had a shitty audition when the guy before you was in there for like 20 minutes and then you go in and you're out in 30 seconds.
Yeah, he's still putting his coat on in the fucking lobby and you're on your way out.
That's happened to me so many times.
That's when you know.
Yeah.
That's when you walk out. First thing you do is call your manager like, damn.
Yeah.
I don't think that
you don't
went
have to
well,
make a
yeah.
call on that. You don't have to check.
My manager's always trying to spin it, though. We have the same manager who's really tries to be positive. And he's like, no. They said that it was really good. They're fans. They like it. It's like, they're not fans. You don't have to talk me off a ledge.
They're not a fan no more.
Yeah, they were fans.
You teach martial arts, too, right? Or you take
Yeah, I've taught. I mean, I've trained as well as taught martial arts.
Because that's what some of that, I think some of that centeredness you were asking about that could come from.
I got to agree because Melvin Williams, he played the Deacon on the show. He was, some people say, the real Avon Barksdale. You know
Wait. The Deacon. Oh, yes. Okay, yes.
Yeah, so he was a martial artist. And my first experience with him, you know, buzz on the set was about him and everyone was talking about him. Melvin is coming on the show. And, you know, Ed Burns is the one that locked him up. And then when he was released, after a couple of years, I think 20-something years, he gave him a part on the show.
Oh, right. Yeah, because Avon Barksdale, there's a real Avon Barksdale. He's a real guy. Okay.
Yeah, but Melvin basically had Baltimore locked in regards to, like, drugs and everything, right? So my first experience with him, I was walking into my trailer, made a mistake, opened his door. This guy was laying down in the dark.
Oh, shit.
With his head propped up a little bit and just looked TV off, everything off, and just laying there, still as ice. And I was like, okay, I get it.
Wow.
I get it. So I said, my fault, man. You know, and I shut the door and I exited. And then his training is in martial arts also to understand that he has an IQ that's amazing, like Total Recall. And he never wrote anything down. If you basically check him out, he basically never wrote anything down. He was a numbers guy. He kept everything in his head, mathematics. So he never had any evidence where they could have caught him with.
The guy that played the preacher who was trying to get money, the guy who the preacher in that show was a drug dealer in real life?
The Deacon.
The Deacon, yeah.
Yeah, he was heavy in the game. He was heavy. Matter of fact, they did a piece on him on American Gangster on BET.
He was the older guy who was telling the guy to Cuddy to get them to box.
Yeah, one of my favorite lines that he had also was like when he was speaking to a politician and they were talking about drugs. And matter of fact, he was speaking to, I think, Colvin. He was talking about drugs. He's like, trying to stop drugs is like sweeping leaves on a windy day. That was one of my favorite lines.
Yeah, it's a great line.
Yeah, it's like, it's difficult, you know.
What martial arts do you take?
Karoshi-do, Shotokan.
And that's Japanese? I heard Shotokan, and I'm like, is that Japanese?
It is.
That was more of a guess than knowledge. Shotokan just sounded Japanese. How long have you been taking it?
Man, I was training for at least 8 years.
Are you a black belt?
Brown.
Brown?
Yeah.
Do you watch MMA?
But don't fuck with them.
Man, I love MMA, but I will not get in the ring with these guys. These guys, this is like life and death in there.
Yeah,
it might not come
sick,
out.
Man.
Yeah, they really are. It's my favorite sport to watch, and I was going to train, but the shoulder. Yeah, it was attached to my hand, which was attached to my dick, so I never went to the gym. And I guess that gives you that whole, the martial arts teaches you such discipline, which really has to help when you're acting.
It does. It teaches you discipline. It teaches you to always be awake and aware of your surroundings, as well as the value of the people. You're walking down the street, you know what you can do to another person based on what you're taught, and it's like natural response as to what you'll do. But you know that you can actually hurt somebody also. But you have a love for the art so much that you're not really trying to apply that.
When's the last fight you had?
Golly, maybe when I was in a dojo, when we had to spar. No, you know what? It wasn't a real fight, but it was with Curtis Martin. We went down to a gym over there on the lower.
Curtis Martin, the football player?
Yeah, he took me into the ring.
Oh,
boxing.
shit.
we basically tapping around, and he turned me onto it, and I realized my wind was down.
Can he box?
Yeah, he's nice. Yeah, he got gifts.
What were you like after a few minutes? You're like, fuck.
I was like, golly, I'm lost. My shoulders, boxing and martial arts are different. Martial arts, you get a chance to lose your legs, your hands. But in boxing, it's just basically your hands. So I'm seeing various ways to actually open them up with a kick.
But no.
I can't use it, though.
No.
It's just the hands. But yeah, he's amazing.
To hear from a lot of boxers or guys getting into boxing is the hardest part is holding those goddamn gloves up for the round.
Your shoulders turn to bricks. You can't even keep them up.
Especially when somebody's punching them. That always makes a difference.
A little rough too.
It's almost like when your motivation, because I hit the heavy bag, not in a while, but I used to hit the heavy bag, and it's wonderful. It's a great exercise, but I would always hit it wrong and hurt myself. I'm like, I'm a fucking girl. I just can't do man shit.
That's a hard thing to do properly, I would think. Because, impact like that, you're going to fuck something.
Yeah, but I was slapping it, yelling rape, and blowing a whistle.
Jimmy rules.
God damn you. You're so...
We got to make sure that people know about his movie.
Yes, we're
obsessed with The Wire, as you can see.
I appreciate that, man. I'm glad we did what we did.
They never shy away from it. I love that, too. Like on Twitter.
We appreciate that.
Jamie Hector, just at Jamie Hector on Twitter, like him or Michael, they never shy away.
Like
and
they
go
were on Super Train. It's a good show.
But a lot of actors move like, well, that was then, this is now. But these guys embrace
that
the
all
roles.
the time. Right, move on.
No, I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, it's nice to see guys not,
Yeah, well, they know it was good.
I mean, if you do the job
work
also.
You're proud of, yeah.
Yeah, and people love the work.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You ever have to shake off a role? Because I know some actors have to, it really affects them doing it. And if you do, that's fine and dandy. But I always thought it was kind of like, really? You got to shake that off? You got so deep into it?
I think you probably would have to shake off a role when you don't even realize that you are doing what the character has done. But I don't think you understand, like if for one scene, I think it was on the show. I would wake up and I would walk down to the harbor, but the way that I approached the women was totally different from how Jamie would approach the female.
Really?
So it was kind of bold, and it was like, come here, let me talk to you, pull you over, as Marlo. Right?
So you're thinking what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. So now if you really think that afterwards the cameras are off and you need not research that character anymore, and you still walk out and you still try to do that, then you basically didn't shake off the role. But I don't think it's something that truly damages a person.
Yeah, because just a lot of times,
unless she's dating a real drug dealer who sees that.
A lot of times it's usually an actress that I've seen that do this, where they talk about how it took them so long to get out of the role, and it's like,
well, didn't that ruin Nicholson's first marriage, or one of his marriages, More Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Supposedly brought that character home, and he just destroyed his family.
Because you tend to, I think
it's a fun guy to take home.
Randall P. McMurphy.
Ain't that something? Yeah. Like you go over and this is the world that you live in, where you're a womanizer as a character, and you want to really experience that. Right?
Yeah, that would seem.
And if there's something that you experience, and you'll probably think that you're detached from it, but these are the things that affect you.
You kind of pick up a part of the personality in a way. Yeah, that's kind of. I guess it would almost be like an undercover guy, going into the mob or gang, and usually they have a hard time coming back out, especially if they've been in for years.
Exactly.
I guess it's probably natural to pick up parts of personalities if you have to portray them long enough. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Especially if you're constant, like you have to. If you have to, for instance, substitution with somebody, and then you go over and it's a female that you were in love with 10 years ago, and now you're working on that female for maybe 2, 3, 4 days, you know, maybe you'll probably try to contact her eventually, you know, and this is like, so that means that it's still affecting you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're not supposed to, you're married, you have a family, you don't want to contact, but then it's like, damn, this girl is on my mind. Why is she on my mind for? Why am I constantly thinking about this girl I was dating in high school? Or something like that. So, in ways of that affecting you, I think.
Yeah. Was that a real Jamie Hector moment? Has it happened to you?
No comment.
You're married, man, right?
I am.
Kids?
Happily, yes.
How old?
16 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
These guys just became fathers, and they're
congratulations,
panicking.
man.
That's why the tired faces.
Listen, there's a website, guys, that I heard about that teaches men how to actually step into this world.
Really?
Becoming a father. Yeah, man. I never used it, but
Never
I'm
go to that
freestyling.
one. I always go to porn.
Yeah.
What website?
Yeah.
SubmitYourExGirlfriend.com.
Every website I go to shows you what not to do.
What's that, Jim?
No, I'm sorry. I was doing another porn joke. What a shock. The movie we do have to plug the movie.
Yes.
It's got 80% positive critic reviews on Rotten Tomatoes.
Great.
And again, I kill critics, but when they all agree that something is good, it's usually
I
very
think
good.
something's going on with the flick, right?
It premieres tomorrow. It comes out some premieres tomorrow. What a non-fucking showbiz person I am.
You can be okay
Why
with
are you beating yourself
for
up?
10 minutes.
Because I'm accurate when I say something stupid.
You're all right, Jimmy.
It will be in the theaters starting tomorrow, December 3rd, and it's called Night Catches Us. And you give a great performance. Everyone gives a great performance, and it's just nice to see that. It's not built on bullshit and car chases and nonsense.
Yeah.
It's just great acting.
Right.
Cool, man. I'll check that out.
Yeah,
Definitely.
check it out. December 3rd, guys.
Yeah. Nice.
All right,
Why don't we get the fuck out of here?
What about Florida?
we have to do all the plugs, right?
Yeah, Florentine.
Plug
come
your
on.
shit. Shill your wares.
Yeah, Uncle Vinny's Point Pleasant Friday, December 10th. Go to JimFlorentine.com, and then Vegas, Kansas City, and Atlanta in January.
And I have the Wilbur Theater in Boston. I'm doing in May 18th. Tickets go on sale tomorrow at noon. I guess at Wilbur Theater Boston, ticketsales.com. I have no idea what the fucking website is. It's easy to find. And the Borgata January 16th show sold out. January 15th, Saturday show goes on sale tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. It's myself, Bill Burr, Dave Attell, and Jim Brewer. So if you could not get tickets for the first show, this one will hopefully sell out as well.
See, he's a big star there, Jamie.
Oh, man, amazing.
I'm hosting a show of great acts.
No, see, then he has to do that to himself.
He's got to
Then
shit
he
on
has to do
himself.
that.
No, I'm okay. I don't
No, when you came out to me at the what was it?
Bored to Death, yeah.
Bored to Death. I went back to the party and Jim didn't come, and the director, the creator of the show,
Oh, Jonathan.
he's the one that told me about you. He's like, yeah, you know Jim, and then everybody was like, oh, Jim. I was like, this dude is huge, and he was like, Jim was looking for you, and I was like, Jim, I just saw him at the
Weird guy, blinks a lot. Yes.
and I was like, and then that's when I realized, like, oh yeah, Jim is amazing. That right?
Yeah, he was very nice. But the picture of us is great because he's just. I gave him a handshake and I just held onto his hand and gave him like the politician handshake, and he's like, "Who is this creep?" But you're a very nice guy, man. I'm really happy we finally got to talk to you because I've been a fan for a long time.
Cool,
I appreciate it.
Great Jamie Hector.
Can I get a plug in here?
Yeah, of course.
I got a play that I directed with my young guys, an organization I have in Brooklyn called Moving Mountains. And there's a play at the Brooklyn Museum every month. It's called, you can go to the website at movingmountainsnyc.org. And
at the
it's a great
BAM?
piece. At the Brooklyn Museum.
Oh, Brooklyn Museum.
Yeah,
Okay.
the Brooklyn Museum, man. Yeah. Cool. You can just look it up, Brooklyn Museum, or you can go to the website. All the information is on there.
Cool, man. Great. Good talking to you.
Oh, great
Definitely.
talking to you also.
See you tomorrow.
When you walk through the garden, gotta watch your back. Well, I beg your pardon. Walk the straight and narrow track. If you walk with Jesus, He's gonna save your soul. You gotta keep a devil way down in a hole.
You're listening to Opie and Anthony. On the Virus. Sirius XM.